outdoors, got to dress up. Although when you watch him, you'll look down, you'll see he's got his tennis shoes on. He's still on AstroTurf.
The special teams for Syracuse have been outstanding. Kadri Ismail, right there, the missile, the freshman, and the younger brother of Notre Dame's Rocket, Raheem Ismail, averaging close to 30 yards per return. This is a game that we anticipated would be decided by special teams play.
These two teams are very evenly matched in a lot of different areas. If you put them on paper and feed them into the computer, the game should come out close, and I think we'll see that as the ball game progresses.
A 6-play drive capped by Andrews, and he boots it away. And here comes Ismail, trying to get outside to the 31. Bill Shar, the junior, out to direct the Orange on the attack. Following the fine return by Ismail, Shar has thrown but one touchdown pass this year. Syracuse as a team has but two. Rob Moore took the other one in from Rob Carpenter, as you saw on our pregame show. The front line, the big matchup, John Flannery, the outstanding senior. Turnell Sims has drawn the attention of the FSU staff. The coaches will be coming his way. Defensively, that is Odell Higgins rather than Higgins, with Hayes and Henry Ostraszewski flanking him. Tremendous speed, Keith, in the outside linebacking core, with Carruthers on the inside, the Noles leading tackler.
Carter and Carruthers anchor that interior and do a great job.
McCorvey, Reagans, Dedrick Dodge, and rule number 6, Leroy Butler in the secondary. There's another Syracuse player who was shaken up on the return, and it is Ismail. And they are attending to his left leg.
But it appeared that he stumbled when he broke out the second time, trying to get outside of Florida State's contain. I tell you, this AstroTurf, Coach Bowden will tell you he hates it. Florida State only plays on it twice this year. This is the first time in the University of Florida in their season-ending game down in Gainesville. And the coaches do not like this stuff. It just reaches up and grabs you.
That is a terrible thing to see. A great athlete like Ismail, and it appears to be his left knee. First play on offense for Syracuse. Kennan, the fullback, Owens, number 44 at the tail. Shar wants to go to the air. Under pressure, he gets it away, incomplete. Intended for Rob Carpenter ahead at the 42-yard line. He got pressured, did Shar, and it is Syracuse and its ability to protect him that will play a major role in today's outcome.
Well, there you see the number on Shar. Syracuse coming into the ball game ranks 24th in the country in passing offense. They'll put the ball up about 26, 28 times a game, and they get some good yardage out of it when they do. Not real fleet-footed is Shar. Doesn't run the option well, but can throw.
Set to squeeze the snap. D's the tight end in motion. Actually flanked out to the right side. This is Owens out of the backfield. Back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more. Carruthers was there. Dedrick Dodge, number 28, on the spot as well.
Syracuse doesn't throw to their backside often, and a lot of times when they do, it slip screens or here a moving or quick screen. Owen only a 3-yard average on receptions, that being his 7th. Florida State doing a good job of screening it out, Thompson especially, allowing pursuit to catch from the inside.
Shelton Thompson, the senior 3-year letterman. Rob Carpenter trots to the bottom of your picture. Split backs, 3rd and 10. Shar off his back foot, intercepted. Leroy Butler. First down, Florida State at 2nd turnover. Blake Bednar's had to make the stop, but Butler with his
Well, for you armchair quarterbacks, you'll see it from the end zone, a simple overthrow. Shar gets a little pressure, just overthrows the ball. Butler in a deep zone coverage, just there to receive it. That's the kind we used to call the gimmies. Does a good job of just moving it back upfield. Florida State with the second turnover, second opportunity, and great field position.
Rob Moore was the intended receiver. Syracuse failed to gain a yard. The Noles, for a second time, earning the turnover. Deep in Syracuse territory. Here comes Carter, breaking free. Close to a first down at the 21-yard line. Bobby Bowden said Leroy Butler broke open the two-lane game last week with defense, and when you earn turnovers deep in your opponent's territory, well, it could happen a second straight week.
Well, and that guy, 3 INTs, he's paid his dues, a senior, a leader on that defense, quickly emerging as a very important leader. And last two games, you see Coach Mickey Andrews there visiting with him. He's done a great job.
Lassane left. Dossie right. There goes Carter for about 2. Nice reaction on the play. And the tackle made by Tim Sandquist, who came up quickly. Hey, if the strong safety, who is 3rd for the Orangemen in tackles this year, doesn't make an open field snap, Carter may stop. Carter may still be running.
Well, counter action, Florida State using, because the front line of Syracuse is so quick, trying to get them moving one way and bring people either on a trap or bring the tight end back to the inside and break on a little counter, trying to capitalize on that quickness.
There goes Dossie. Open. The catch. Running out of the jersey, Lassane. Inside the 15. And close to the first down. The linebacker, John Wasardi, filling in for the injured David Bavaro, along with Greg Walker, the corner, on the tackle.
Well, Florida State trying to get some one-on-one. Lassane at 6'4", 210. That's his 9th reception going against Walker at 5'8", 179, a senior against a sophomore. And Walker, fortunately, gets a lot of help.
Lassane had a pulled abdominal muscle in practice this week. He's not 100%. Didn't show it there. The Noles by a field goal. 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Florida State threatening. 3rd and short. Power I. First down, Edgar Bennett. That sophomore at 222 pounds. Plowed through the left side. Dan Busey, the inside linebacker, the senior tri-captain, knocked him down.
When you look at Bennett's number, I know Coach Bowden's aware of this, 3.8-yard average doesn't look that great, but what Bennett doesn't do is lose yardage. Every time he touches the ball, he'll move it across the line of scrimmage. 3rd and short, he's a good guy to give it to because he doesn't back up. He keeps going forward.
First down, FSU. 1st and goal. Carter. Touchdown. His 18th career TD for number 13. And the left side of that offensive line overwhelmed Syracuse.
Carter there being congratulated. I tell you, he's just the kind of guy you want to get the ball. Split backs, kind of a sweep action. You're going to see Bennett head up in there, make a good block, pulling guard. Carter gets right in behind him. Whoops, let's go back to the right. In for 6.
Andrews with plenty of leg. It is 10-0. FSU looking to snap Syracuse's 16 home game unbeaten streak.
Well, after a rocky start and some exciting plays, Florida State up 10-0 against Syracuse, and PT, a fumble, an interception, a lot going on in that early first quarter.
Well, it really was, and I tell you, the main thing is just...
PT!
What's up, Law Dog? What's happening,
Let me get some of that Bama cooking. Get some of that Bama
Better
cooking.
hurry up. Key's eyeing it over here, so...
I'm wanting to know, I've got plenty of food for me.
Stay slim.
I've got plenty for me. What are the rest of you going to eat?
We'll figure it out, but I tell you, going back to that game, just amazing how good of running backs we had. We were very fortunate. You know, Lawrence and I hooked up a lot throwing the football, but when you have Dexter Carter and Edgar Bennett in the backfield, I tell you, they were awesome in that first drive against Syracuse.
That's why they made it to the league and played as long as they played. When you got the kind of talent that we had in the backfield, it made your job so much easier.
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
Lawrence, you caught the ball downfield. Those backs could catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah, they took a couple from us, but like you say, we had so many good athletes that we just shared it around. That's what made the team so good, because we had different guys that you can get the ball into. You couldn't just key on one particular guy. Everybody, when they got the ball, they made things happen.
2-2 going into this ball game. At the time, did you really appreciate how big a contest it was?
Really, at that time, you didn't. You know, when you come out of it and you look back on it, you realize, wow, we accomplished so much when we was there. But going into the game, we just took it as another game to go into it to prove ourselves, to get to the level that we wanted to get to, because we knew going into it, it was going to be hard to hear in the dome with all the crowd noise. So we knew it was going to be a hostile environment. So we always took that as a personal challenge to go in, and we had like a chip on our shoulder every time we went out and had to play in them type of environment.
PT, along with those running backs, a pretty good offensive line in front of you.
They just play great. I tell you, offensive line, I mean, you go through Kevin Mancini, John Brown, Michael Tanks, and so forth. It was just unbelievable. They fought their guts out all year, and we started out slow, but really picked it up. And that Syracuse game was a big turning point.
Well, we were seeing a little bit of the running game and some big plays, interceptions, that type of thing. We'll see the air attack as we get a little farther into it. The rest of the first quarter coming up, FSU at Syracuse.
This is the final score update on FCS. Hi there, I'm Greg Wolf. Defending national champion and top-ranked Florida kicks off their season Saturday, hosting Charleston Southern. Tim Tebow and the Gators come in as a whopping 73-point favorite over the Buccaneers. Meanwhile, Nick Saban and 5th-ranked Alabama have a much tougher task as they go on the road to face 7th-ranked Virginia Tech. The Tide will need to stop multi-dimensional quarterback Tyrod Taylor if they want to survive their trip to Blacksburg.
Time to set sights on someone else. I think that the players on the team who are great competitors.
Another look at Florida State's first touchdown in the Carrier Dome.
Watch Hayward Haynes, number 65, pull and lead. Bennett, number 22, in front. Carter just ducks in right behind him, in for 6. That's the way you draw it up on the chalkboard when you use those little X's and O's all these coaches talk about.
Florida State's probably awfully happy it's playing indoors today. Outside, it's about 45 degrees, and there is a chilly mist falling. But indoors, always 72 degrees and perfect climb.
I tell you what, Paul, in Florida, that chilly mist is called snow.
Number 33, David Walker. Number 30, Chris Chambers. The man missing, the missile. And Ismail, the injured left leg. We hope to have a status report for you. Andrews puts his foot into it. And this is Chambers. He attracts attention at the 22, and from that point, the Orangemen in business.
There's Anthony Dexter Carter out of Baxley, Georgia.
You know how you get Dexter out of that, don't you?
Only because you told me.
Yeah, he's ambidextrous. Coach Bobby Bowden, he knows that he's quite a football player too. 5 plays, 32 yards, less than 2.5 minutes. The Noles up by 10, playing like a perfect 10. Bill Sharp, whose Orangemen failed to gain a single yard and who turned it over with the interception, has it for a second time. Owens, nice hole. To the 31-yard line, Odell Higgins came down the line, the nose tackle to make the stop for FSU.
Syracuse only had 19 yards rushing and 36 attempts against Pitt week before last. That time they pulled the tight end and another tight end over to make almost an unbalanced line so that Owens could run to his right and pick up good yardage.
Yeah, gained 8. 2nd and 2. The blocking back is Dwayne Kinnan, number 43. There's Higgins. Kinnan. Carruthers trying to push him back, and Higgins too. Kirk Carruthers, FSU's leading tackler, with 50 stops on the season, 30 of which for Bobby Bowden's Noles have been unassisted.
Remember also, just a sophomore is Carruthers, saw great playing time, great deal of playing time as a freshman last year out of Michigan. That man right there, Coach Bowden, very high on number 45 wearing white today.
Syracuse needs less than a yard on 3rd down. So they load it up. Full house backfield. Close to the first down marker. He had to run a long way to earn it. Errol McCorvey, the corner on that side, the sophomore from Pensacola, with run support, but not before Syracuse earns the first down. Interesting call that he would go out wide.
Running behind the right side there of the Syracuse line is Owen. Florida State doing a good job of matching up on those drive blocks, holding him very nearly short, but by about the length of the football, 1st and 10, Syracuse. There you see the shift again, Paul. Almost an unbalanced line to the left.
On the option for the first time, Owens in big trouble. Reagans is there, and so is Anthony Moss. Carruthers too. Syracuse has wanted to run the option this year. The question is, do they have the talent to do so, triggered by their quarterback?
Well, typically what you do if your quarterback is not real fleet-footed is you do what Shar did there, is you flip it out quick. The thing that does is take away the thread of the quarterback run. Everybody goes to the tailback or the trailing back, and you get 4 or 5 people around the ball a whole lot quicker than you'd like if you're the offense.
Syracuse went 5 yards in the wrong direction. 2nd and 15. They trail early, 10-0. Play action. Shar over the middle. Complete up to the 34-yard line. The reception by Chris Gedney, a freshman, or rather, pardon me, Michael Owens out of the backfield. And Kevin Grant, the outside linebacker, with the stop.
Deep drop, a little bit of a fake, trying to run the linebackers out and get Owen underneath. Carruthers and his helpers reading it all the way. Very short pickup. Brings up 3rd and a little.
That is Carruthers, of course, rather than Grant. And in 9. Gedney in motion. Great grab. Rob Carpenter into Seminole territory at the 48-yard line. Shar fired it like a rocket, and the sophomore, the 183-pounder in Carpenter, made the grab in traffic.
He'll be moving on the left part of your screen, does a good job of getting down. I tell you, an even better job by Shar to get the ball down over the middle when you're in deep 17, 22-yard zone. Get the ball down so there's no tips, and if you do miss it, you miss it short. Nobody intercepts.
A 17-yard reception by Carpenter. Owen, knifing home. Inside the 35 to the 34. Errol McCorvey from the secondary. But Syracuse now has regained its point.
Here's the potential we talked about in the opening. Look at the blocking. Great interior blocking. Owen does a great job of getting upfield, then trying to make some moves to get outside. Reagan's on a good hit with some help, but a great pickup by Syracuse that time. And remember, this man has never gone over 100 yards in a game.
15 there. The Orange has come 32 yards in 2 plays. Owens. Inside the 30. Howard Dinkins. From his outside linebacking post, the sophomore from Jacksonville, 200-pounder, makes the stop.
Great block by Dees this time, number 86. You probably get the very end look of it right there on Reagans to get him down. That allows Owen to get outside. It takes pursuit to bring him down after a pickup of 4, 5, or 6.
One of a number of key Pennsylvanians that is matriculated north to the rolling hills of central New York. 2nd down. Draw, Owens. Back to the line of scrimmage. Eric Hayes, the senior left tackle and the 3-year letterman, hit him good. Odell Higgins, too.
Nothing simple. Nothing simple. Isolation draw. Hayes just does a great job of, along with Higgins, of closing it off, bringing up short yardage situation. 3rd and about 4. There you get a good look at him. Down in his spelt 278.
His bench press now is close to 450 pounds. 3rd down, possession snap. Sacked by Hayes. Hayes the season. And it came at a critical time. Not only does that kill the drive, it takes them out of field goal range.
Florida State stunning on their offensive line. The two tackles hinting inside. Hagan setting up, looking for the draws. Hayes just gets off the ball quick at 288. I said 278. The Tampa, Florida native in there for the sack.
I may have been premature to say it takes him out of field goal range, for here will come a 49-yard effort off the leg of the freshman John Biscombe. His previous best, a 43-yarder versus Temple. Trailing 10-0, Syracuse attempts the three. Well, it's a fake, and the pooch punt. The crowd doesn't like it, but look at the result. The coffin corner kick kills it inside the 5-yard line.
It's going to get a great roll. I mean, watch the way this ball rolls. Right on a straight line, right for the 4-yard line. It looks like it's got eyes on it. Real easy call for the referee there.
John has a 28-yard effort of near perfection out of it. And although the crowd realizes that prolonged drive by Syracuse failed to post any points, they've pinned Florida State deep in their own territory. With a 10-point lead from his own goal line, the toss is complete. Peter Tom Willis to Ronald Lewis. Out to the 10, a little breathing room. Second down.
Florida State fans, of course, familiar with Lewis. Carpenter for Syracuse is just a bigger version. They'll out route. Catch number 10 on the year for Lewis. Again, trying to get isolation out there. Syracuse's corner's kind of small. Florida State's receivers a little taller and a little bigger, trying to get one-on-one, try to break a tackle and move it upfield.
Rob Thompson, the free safety on the stop. Here comes Lewis in motion. And Willis fell down. May have become entangled in the feet of his guard, either Hayward Haynes or Tony Yeoman.
Either that or you just catch your cleats in this thing. Looks like he just catches his cleat. Hard to tell from that angle. But this turf is so sticky, it's like Velcro. And you can get tangled up in it and fall down in a heartbeat.
3rd and 6. This should be the final play of the first quarter.
See the seam there on the left-hand side. This turf is in 13.5-foot sections. They roll it out, and they got a machine paw called the Grasshopper. It zips this thing together.
The Noles have taken a timeout with 16 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We'll be back.
Now feel the rhythm of the beach with 30 heart and soul classics in this new collection from TV Music for You.
It's alright, have a good time. Just give me some kind of sign, girl. Oh, my baby. Oh, what is that? Well, give me just a little more time. Hey, baby. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea. Just one.
Call this toll-free number now to order Rhythm of the Beach. 2 cassettes $19.98, 2 CDs $26.98, plus $5.50 for shipping and handling. Have your credit card ready and call now.
Let's see the perfect notebook through your eyes. A big vivid screen, a fast Intel Pentium 3 processor, one-touch internet access. How about the power to turn heads? Oh, you'd like a deal. Okay, get the compact Presario 1700T Internet Notebook PC for just $14.98. Order today and add a quick dock port replicator for just $49 more. You truly are a person with vision. Call toll-free 1-888-267-5869 now.
Next Saturday afternoon, we'll be in the mountains of Southwest Virginia, live at high noon. The Florida State Seminoles with their second consecutive road game. We hope you'll join in. Back to live action here, facing third down in the waning moments of the first quarter. Carter out to the 15-yard line. A flag goes down. The gain was enough for a first down, and it's a face mask call, Dexter tells us, against Syracuse.
Sweep action, same play he scored on, except this time to the right. Good block downfield by Edgar Bennett, and a good cut by Carter trying to get just across that 15-yard line. And there you see the face mask as Carter turned upside down.
Carter's having a big afternoon, already having scored a touchdown on a 9-yard run, and here with an important third down carry.
Get another look as Carter turns his back to the turf and goes belly up to the top of this dome. Watch the face mask right there. And they get another one, actually two, Paul, as we look at it on the replay.
That gets the Noles out. They began this drive at their own 4. No time on the clock. And Carter out to the 25-yard line, and quarter number 1 is over. Bobby Bowden has to be pleased with the results for the first 15 minutes of play. We head to period number 2 with Florida State leading Syracuse 10-0.
Growing up in a small town in Tennessee, Carolyn Peck was in Girl Scouts, 4-H, and the French Club. She played basketball and the clarinet. And as a child, her mother always told her that if you shoot for the moon, you'll land amongst the stars. Today, people look up to Carolyn, not just because she's 6 feet 4 inches tall, but because she's a leader in her profession and her community. And she's the head coach of your Orlando Miracle. Experience your miracle. Call now for season tickets at 407-916-WNBA.
Fitness isn't just about looking good. It's also about staying strong and staying active. That's exactly why you need a Bowflex. You can work out anytime you want. You can reshape your body by building muscle and burning calories. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It doesn't matter how old you are. Because with more than 60 different exercises and 10 simple training routines, Bowflex can deliver the kind of workout you need to get the results you really want. You can lose weight. You can be stronger. You can build muscle. And you can do it with the Bowflex. It's quick, easy, convenient, and takes as little as 20 minutes a day because Bowflex incorporates both strength and aerobic exercise. Bowflex even folds up to save space. Visit us on the internet at www.bowflexdirect.com. For a free video and brochure, call right now.
The second quarter opens. Peter Tom Willis throwing on 2nd and 6, and it's first down. His big tight end, Reggie Johnson, on the receiving end all the way out across the 35 to the 38. The cornerback Walker, the strong safety Sandquist were there, but Willis with a great toss.
A long throw from the opposite hash mark all the way to the sideline. Lewis runs a little curl pattern, and Johnson sneaks in behind him on the out. Nice 15, 16-yard pickup.
Willis with his 6th completion. He's 6 of 8 by our numbers for 43 yards. The toss to Carter. Flag down on a clip. Across midfield, but it will come back. Down to the 41-yard line. Rob Thompson, the free safety on the stop. See if you can catch the clip.
Watch Ronnie Lewis, number 7. He's going to clip trying to come back. You're going to see people collapse right at the point of it. Right there it is. That's a clip in just about everybody's book. Good effort downfield by Tony Yeomans on a great run by Carter, but all for naught. Watch again. Lewis on the clip. But Coach, I took out 2 guys.
Tim Sandquist, the strong safety, the sophomore from South Windsor, Connecticut. The fellow offended. Their 3rd leading tackler. He's been around the ball a lot already. And a 10-0 football game. Richie Andrews converting a 44-yarder, and Dexter Carter with a 9-yard gallop. Andrews the extra point.
First and 22.
The Noles certainly dominating in terms of time of possession. From the 26, Willis thinking deep, over the middle, open, Anthony, and he spins, fumbles, and it's Syracuse with the football. Greg Walker. Walker was there to pick up the bounding ball of Anthony's second effort.
End zone look, good play action fake. Anthony's going to come left to right. Excellent throw. Watch him plant, turn back inside to elude a couple of the tacklers, and then out comes the ball. Good strip job right there. Walker, Johnny on the spot to pick it up.
You may have seen, too, as the play ended, the tight end Dave Roberts clipped for Florida State. There is Walker, but Roberts is in agonizing pain on the field and being attended to. He was clipped at the end of the play.
Roberts just a junior. And again, once again, in that particular situation, a player contact injury. But coaches just are scared to death of this turf. Watch Roberts. He's going to be coming there right after the ball. He's going to get his foot clipped behind him and just stumble. Going to get a good look at Dave Roberts, the player, at halftime.
That's only the 7th turnover earned by Syracuse in 5 games this year. Shar on the attack. Dwayne Kinnan handles it for the first time in this quarter out to the 45-yard line. We won't see a great many backs in blue and orange today. For Dwayne Kinnan, the fullback, and Michael Owens, the tailback, play nearly exclusively for Don McPherson's ball club.
Counter option action with the first option, that being to the fullback. Drive blocking up front. Florida State and Syracuse line just going after each other. Picks up about 3 or 4.
Florida State with a quick 10-point lead, and Syracuse, the good possession to close the first quarter. And it goes again. Shard sacked a second time. Shelton Thompson contributed to it.
Audible by Shar. Florida State coming to pressure, man coverage. Shar was going to try to throw the ball. Thompson and his buddies are just there too quick.
Don McPherson has seen his quarterback sacked 10 times now in 2 games.
8 against Pittsburgh week before last.
They can't protect him. 3rd and 9. He must cross midfield. Gedney in motion. Look out. There he goes again. Shelton Thompson and a blitzing Kurt Carruthers.
Here you see it, pressure up the middle, delayed blitz by Carruthers. Nobody picks him up from the top of the screen, and bingo! Put another one in the book. Just a sophomore from Michigan State land.
The 3rd sack for the Noles.
Number 2 punt returner in the country right there in Buckley, 26-yard average. Syracuse in the past has done a terrible job of protecting their punter. Look for them to keep in. Look for Florida State to return.
Hawkins gets the punt away, and here comes Buckley from his 20 to the 26-yard line. The stop made by Alban Brown.
Warning, this video contains adult content not suitable for children. Join us as we make the rounds with sorority girls, college cuties, and the girl next door in the all-new Girls Gone Wild College Girls Exposed. It's hotter, sexier, and wilder than ever in this totally uncensored video, packed with hundreds of beautiful, real college girls, unbuttoned and out of control. It's not sold in stores and can't be shown on TV, but you can call now and get the all-new Girls Gone Wild College Girls Exposed on video or DVD for the unbelievable low price of only $9.99. Use your credit card, and we'll also send you the all-new Girls Gone Wild Sexy Sorority Sweetheart it's absolutely free. Even we couldn't believe what these crazy young co-eds did when we handed them the cameras. And you'll see it all, raw, real, and uncut. Then preview other all-new Girls Gone Wild titles. Satisfaction guaranteed. Cancel anytime. If you're over 18, call 1-800-942-3377 to order College Girls Exposed on video or DVD for only $9.99. Use your credit card and you'll get sexy sorority sweethearts free. That's 1-800-942-3377. Or see more action at girlsgonewild.com.
Let's see the perfect notebook through your eyes. A big vivid screen, a fast Intel Pentium 3 processor, one-touch internet access. How about the power to turn heads? Oh, you'd like a deal. Okay, get the compact Presario 1700T Internet Notebook PC for just $14.98. Order today and add a quick dock port replicator for just $49 more. You truly are a person with vision. Call toll-free 1-888-267-5869 now.
Leading 10-0 in the second quarter. Carter outside, off the block, 41-yard line. What a block in the flat by Reggie Johnson, the tight end, to hold up Dan Busey, the inside linebacker, number 55.
Great block by the wide receiver. I believe it's Dulcie for Florida State. Look how Dexter Carter is going to set that block up. Dulcie really doesn't have to do anything but shield Walker. Carter moves back inside for another 6 or 8. That's a great run right there by that young man.
A gain of 15. Edgar Bennett stumbled as he hit the hole.
Again, I'll come back to it, Paul. This turf is so much like Velcro that these players are having a great deal of difficulty picking their feet up. You got to pick your feet up on turf. You can't slide your feet like you do on grass.
Nick Economou, the senior, shaken up on the play.
Again, also to go back to my point, you see that seam running there. It's different running on turf. First time Florida State's been on it in '89, and you've got to do things differently.
Nick playing today because Mike Morris, who normally backs up Tony Yeomans, broke his foot in practice following the Tulane game.
That he did, had surgery, will be out 4 to 6 weeks. I think Economou just got kicked on the shin.
The Orlando Magic tip off their historic inaugural season against the defending world champion Detroit Pistons. Join us this coming Friday evening, live from the fabulous Orlando Arena. 15,000 fans will be inside. We hope you'll pull up a chair to catch Chip Carey and the Goose, Jack Gibbons and myself, at 7 o'clock, right here on Sunshine Network. Second down and a short 8. On the draw, open field Bennett. Across midfield, he loses it at the 40. Is he marked down or is it a turnover? Syracuse with the ball. On the recovery is Fred Ritchie, the nose tackle. Is it a fumble or not?
Well, we should get a fairly good look at it. Bennett moving upfield. Ball comes loose there. Definitely a fumble. Good hustle by Syracuse's nose guard to get down there and cover it up.
The second Seminole turnover.
2 turnovers. 2 for Florida State, 2 for Syracuse.
And another slow-moving Knoll.
Growing up in a small town in Tennessee, Carolyn Peck was in Girl Scouts, 4-H, and the French Club. She played basketball and the clarinet. And as a child, her mother always told her that if you shoot for the moon, you'll land amongst the stars. Today, people look up to Carolyn, not just because she's 6 feet 4 inches tall, but because she's a leader in her profession and her community. And she's the head coach of your Orlando Miracle. Experience your miracle. Call now for season tickets at 407-916-WNBA.
Are you struggling to hear on your cell phone? Then try the internal antenna. Simply place under your battery and presto, it's like adding a 4-foot antenna to your phone. You'll be able to hear in buildings, hallways, even drive-in tunnels with better reception and less static. Watch, we put it to the ultimate test in an elevator. The ordinary phone doesn't work, but the internal antenna cell phone works. The sound is perfectly clear. Amazing. Best of all, it works on any mobile phone.
Before I used to get static, but now with the internal antenna, the calls are perfectly clear.
No more static or dropped calls. Competitive products cost $29.95. But now on this exclusive TV offer, you get the internal antenna for only $19.99. But wait, call within the next 10 minutes and get the Wave Scrambler, a $20 value, free. Filters out 99% of electromagnetic waves, making it safe to talk on the phone. Imagine the internal antenna and the Wave Scramblers, a $50 value, all for only $19.99. Not available in stores. Order today.
Another opportunity for Shar and company. The double shift. He's the tight end, the furthest man out on the wing. The toss goes to Owens. Nowhere. Sheldon Thompson, the outside linebacker. He added 100 pounds to his bench press strength during the offseason, and it shows here.
Well, he just runs outside to force it back in and then has the lateral movement to wrap up Owen. Florida State coming with a lot of defensive pressure so far through quarter and a half, quarter and a third, trying to make Syracuse's offense execute, or make them perform.
Owens has rushed for 24 yards thus far from this tailback position. Moore in motion to the top of your picture. Counter option, and now to throw. Almost interception. Intercepted by Dedrick Dodge. The intended receiver, Rob Carpenter, and Shar was nowhere close to throwing it to him. It could have been a busted route by Carpenter.
Well, I don't want to make Mr. and Miss Shar upset, but this is a terrible pass. Carpenter is open. If he'd have just laid that ball up and he didn't have that much pressure, if he just touched past that thing over, Dodge was out of place, it would have been 6 going away.
Not great numbers for a fellow who threw for a career high 233 in Syracuse's last outing at Pitt. The tight end move. Andrew Dees on the left side as Shar was barking it out. Came up and went back down. And the referee, Al Hines, says disregard the flag.
The tight end can move, Paul. The tight end, once he's set, does not have to stay set. Therefore, they'll wave that flag off, inadvertent flag. That tight end can set, and he can pick himself up, go in motion, move over to the other side, go get a drink of water on the bench, whatever he wants to do. So they'll pick it up and let him go at it again.
Third and a long 11, closer to third and a dozen. From its 37. Shar, complete, but Reagans is there. Andrew Dees, the tight end, on the delay screen into the flat. The route out there, hoping that either blitz or man-to-man coverage would get him open.
Split backs, Dees on the slot, just going to sneak him outside on a delayed pattern, hoping to get him laterally. Reagans does a good job of getting there, not trying to make the big hit, just trying to bring him down. And that's a load to bring down at 6'6", 250.
Hawkins, the punter, had a 46-yarder in his last effort. Buckley brought it back 8. FSU, the top team in the nation in terms of punt returns. Tumbling punt, Buckley on the run. Back the other way. And into the bench. And up he goes. Howard Dinkins with a great screen block there, almost setting a pick. Florida State 10-0. We'll be back.
How much PC can $849 get you? More PC than we can tell you about in 30 seconds. A super fast Intel Pentium 3 processor, CD-ROM, accelerated graphics, pro quality audio system, monitor, one-touch internet access, lots of memory, plus 5 color choices, red, green, blue, purple, and orange. And that's just for starters. The compact Presario 5000T. Let us build one for you. Call toll-free 1-888-252-0730 for all this, and we'll double your memory for free. Hey, do I have time to mention the...
Now feel Feel the rhythm of the beach with 30 heart and soul classics in this new collection from TV Music for You.
It's alright, have a good time. Just give me some kind of sign, girl. Oh, my baby. Oh, what you say? Well, give me just a little more time. Hey, baby. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea. Just
Call this toll-free number now to order Rhythm of the Beach. 2 cassettes $19.98, 2 CDs $26.98, plus $5.50 for shipping and handling. Have your credit card ready and call now.
Florida State with the lead. The fake reverse. Carter. He turns that into a 9-yard gain. And I don't know how he did it. Carried the ball on his hip, hoping that Syracuse would go with the flow.
What you're seeing, Paul, is Florida State playing with the confidence to make things happen. Carter that time on the fake reverse. Watch Lewis. He'll be moving left to right. Carter will be going to the top of your screen. They'll fake it. Ronnie will run around. Carter will hanging on his hip. Now watch the spurt move. These are what I call spurt moves. There, back out. We'll go back inside. Then we'll do a little spin move, a little spurt, and then we'll spin again, and we pick up 9. That's confidence. That's running the ball with confidence.
George Rooks, the left tackle, stopped him that far shy of the first down. Carter having a big first half, and there are 8 minutes and 38 seconds left in it.
Carter averaging right at 5 yards a game coming into the contest. Now for the game up at the 7. Senior, he's just fun to watch. Not that big, not that strong, not that fast, but very much that effective.
Michael Tanks at 260 pounds over the football. Inside handoff, Bennett. First down, and he keeps on getting it close to midfield. Sean Whiteman, who is a Florida native and plays corner for Syracuse. Sean's from Clearwater, Florida. Look at him take on the fullback.
Yeah, and Sean's going to give up about 40 pounds right here. And one of the things you got to like about Edgar Bennett is he keeps those legs going. He's always moving upfield. We talked about that earlier in the first quarter. He doesn't back up. And at 222 pounds, he carries a lot of forward motion with him.
At midfield, 1st and 10. Lewis to the bottom of your picture. Bennett again. Hobby Bowden and company are not rotating the backs as we've seen them in the first 4 weeks of this season, Keith. This has been exclusively a Bennett and Carter tandem.
And on the ground, Florida State not throwing the same ratio of passes to the times they run the ball, trying to exploit what they think is their superiority on the offensive side of the line of scrimmage with their offensive line against Syracuse's front 5, including the 2 outside linebackers.
Lassane this way. Lewis the other way. Batted into the air. Incomplete. Fred DeRiggi, the nose tackle, number 67, got it with the right arm. Muscles right past Michael Tank.
That he does. He does a good job of the over and under move. Gets one arm up and the other one under, and then just gets one of those paws up there. 6'2", 268-pound senior. Right up there in Willis's face, and that's a way to keep a pass from getting downfield. Don't ever let it get started.
George Rooks, number 91, came within about a step of catching that and rambling away. Possession snap, 3rd and 6 for FSU in Syracuse territory. 4-man rush, Willis with time, incomplete. 32-yard line. Reggie Johnson, the intended receiver, good coverage by the inside linebacker, the senior captain, Dan Busey.
Coming right at you, right to left. The ball is behind Johnson just a little bit, but a catchable pass. Coach John Eason will be all over. Brad Scott, the tight end coach, be all over it. Grand level look. Good protection for Willis. Both backs out quick. Got 4 on 5 up front. Good pass, just a little bit behind, and Johnson unable to bring it down.
To punt, Charlie Ward for a second time. Bad punt. Went right up in the air and into the bench. Off the side of his foot. That's the first poor punt by the freshman in Ward from Thomasville, Georgia this year. And the ball will be marked at the Syracuse 40-yard line.
Ward only averaging 39.1 yards per kick, but as a team, Florida State, number 9 in the country, at a 40-yard clip because all the returns are negatives.
That is a 7-yard punt. That crowd has been very quiet throughout most of the first half. Florida State able to put 10 quick points on the board, settle them down, and the ground game too. I'll tell you though, if Syracuse gets rocking, the scoreboard can change quickly. .7:03 remaining in the first half. Owen. Kelvin Smith, the inside linebacker, playing with a bad right shoulder, the Jacksonville native, on the stop. Keith, the Rolling Stones played here a couple of weeks ago, and they said that even that concert wasn't as loud as Dick McPherson's backers can make this place when the Orange are going good.
Well, Coach Bowden said that this is rumored to be the worst place to play football if you want to try to hear signals. One way to keep that from happening is to get on the scoreboard early.
Gedney in the slot. There's a little option. Owen. Butler belts him out of bounds, shy of the first down. Don McPherson, the quarterback a couple of years ago, could both run the option and throw the football, and he had a little bit better quickness than the quarterback now in charge. So as you mentioned earlier, he's primarily a pitch guy. Draw the defense to him and give it up.
That he is, and if you can take away that threat, the three options, the fullback, the quarterback, or the tailback, it's much easier to defense. Florida State scared to death of that option attack, and you saw right there, they're taking away the quarterback option, going to make him pitch it, let pursuit catch up.
Timeout taken by Syracuse, the first by the Orange. Both will have 2 remaining. When we return, the Seminoles lead 10-0.
Warning, this video contains adult content not suitable for children. Join us as we make the rounds with sorority girls, college cuties, and the girl next door in the all-new Girls Gone Wild College Girls Exposed. It's hotter, sexier, and wilder than ever in this totally uncensored video, packed with hundreds of beautiful, real college girls, unbuttoned and out of control. It's not sold in stores and can't be shown on TV, but you can call now and get the all-new Girls Gone Wild College Girls Exposed on video or DVD for the unbelievable low price of only $9.99. Use your credit card, and we'll also send you the all-new Girls Gone Wild Sexy Sorority Sweethearts absolutely free. Even we couldn't believe what these crazy young co-eds did when we handed them the cameras. And you'll see it all, raw, real, and uncut. Then preview other all-new Girls Gone Wild titles, satisfaction guaranteed, cancel anytime. If you're over 18, call 1-800-942-3377 to order College Girls Exposed on video or DVD for only $9.99. Use your credit card and you'll get Sexy Sorority Sweethearts free. That's 1-800-942-3377. Or see more action at girlsgonewild.com.
Hey golf fans, here's another key for you to work on. A pitch shot doesn't have to be complicated. Think of letters. The club and the arms form a Y. You go back and make an L, and then you go through and you hold the Y. You don't want to cock it back like this. So set up, take your Y to an L, and hold the Y, and you're going to stick it. For more golf gems, tune in to Mercedes-Benz Florida Golf Scene.
A full show for you at halftime. We'll visit with Dave Roberts. Stacy Strays' will, an entertaining feature on a fellow who's already earned his college degree and has 2 years of eligibility remaining. And we'll take a look at the first half highlights as well as the numbers from this one here in Syracuse, New York, where Florida State playing well on the road, as is the tradition of Bobby Bowden's program, leads 10-0.
Coach Bowden's 4-0 in the Domes if you count the forfeited loss to Tulane out in New Orleans one year. Of course, the New Year's Day victory over Auburn there this past year.
When he made his first trip to the campus of Syracuse. Zonka and Little were in the backfield, and Schwartzwalder was the head coach. He's been coming up here for better than 20 years. Out of the backfield, Kinnan at midfield. Out of a tackler, still going. 29-yard line, Syracuse. Dwayne Kinnan is the third leading receiver on the year for the Orange with plays like this.
Well, and he's also a threat out because the average is 12.8. You're going to see 79 Bednarz miss a tackle, or that would have been 6. Dodge, number 28 for Florida State, ever to bring Kinnan down, but he's a threat out of the backfield. 13 yards every time he touches it on the pass.
Movement prior to the snap, and they'll bring it back. Mike Bernard, the tackle. Either Bernard or Sims. Move. That'll cost him 5.
Syracuse so far with not a lot. Here's the call there. Syracuse with not a lot working offensively. Kinnan gets a good pickup on the pass. They come back right back and give him the ball on the ground. They play good basketball up here. They know what it's like when a shooter gets a hot hand.
Nearing the 5-minute mark. There was nothing in the middle. All they could do was bounce outside. The speed again by Anthony Moss. Carruthers there too. You see Carter. If the line is unable to part the front wall, Florida State's superior outside speed will run him down.
Well, everybody caved in to the left. You saw a good block on Hayes of Florida State, but they left Carter and Carruthers and Leroy Butler off the corner position, looking for the cutback.
2nd and 15. Gedney wide to the bottom of your screen. On the pitch, Owens. Outside quickly. Inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Henry Ostaszewski, for a big guy at 260 pounds, from his right tackle position, he got over there pretty quickly to run him down.
You're going to see a great block by number 64, McCummings, for Syracuse up on White. Just gets him completely out of the play, but unfortunately for Syracuse, Owens stumbles trying to get around him.
I don't know if Henry, on a second look, would have caught him or not, but he was coming awfully hard.
Well, you got to give him a big A+ for that effort. You know, he's carrying around 6'3", 260, trying to run down Owen at about 211, and a sprinter in some regards in terms of speed, and a little bit of a mismatch.
Looking to throw on the run. Now being flushed out and taken down. He has little time to throw. For Howard Dinkins was coming from the backside, as was Carruthers.
Florida State knowing that with 8 sacks against Pitt in their last ball game, Syracuse not doing a good job of protecting the passer, and they're coming all out with pressure. That time Shar with good coverage downfield, nowhere to go. And as we said, not real nimble-footed, a great arm, but not real fleet of foot. Florida State puts them in a field goal situation.
John Biscup to attempt a 44-yarder to put Syracuse on the board for the first time. He nailed it. Syracuse scores with 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the first half. Biscup with his career best, a 44-yarder to pull the Orange within 3.
Let's see the perfect notebook through your eyes. A big vivid screen, $9 more. You truly are a person. $9 more. You truly are a person with vision. Call toll-free 1-75869 now.
It's here, waiting for you. Inside is unlimited strength and power. It builds confidence and reshapes your body. It can change everything. This is Bowflex. an entire gym in one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 health club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance, all in the convenience of your own home. Strength training with Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. And you can own one with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Bowflex is real. The results are real. The question is, are you ready for Bowflex? For a free video and brochure, call or go online at bowflexdirect.com. Do the research, listen to real customers, then place your order online and get started. Bowflex. Who said change isn't easy?
Well, that young man right there has got plenty of leg. The knock on Biscup, number 1 there in your screen, has been his inconsistency. But he's got plenty of leg. Kicked a 58-yard field goal in high school. Traditionally gets the ball very deep on kickoffs.
Dick McPherson was the head coach, quite successful at the University of Massachusetts. Went over and coached the linebackers at Cleveland in the NFL for San Martigliano, and then took over here. This is the 100th season of Syracuse football. You see the commemorative patches on the shoulder pads of the players, the logo on the field. And the 53 victories that McPherson has posted, coincidentally, are exactly 100 fewer than Ben Schwartzwalder, who was here for 25 years and is one of Coach Bobby Bowden's role models and heroes in the coaching profession.
And McPherson and Bowden very similar. There's about a year's age difference between them. I think one of them's birthday's on November 4th and the other one on November 8th. Bowden will be turning 60. McPherson will be turning 59. Their teams are very similar. Programs are very similar. Great rivalry could be here. They come down to Tallahassee in 91, and unfortunately not many games scheduled after that.
Biscup with his right foot into it. High and deep. Here comes Shannon Baker. Out to the 27-yard line. Kevin Green got him around the shoe tops, caused him to stumble backwards. And Florida State with the football, trying to kill the final 3:07 of the clock as Peter Tom Willis returns to the huddle.
Now, if you're Florida State with a little over 3 minutes to go and your opponent has just moved the ball 33 yards on 7 plays to kick a field goal to move within a touchdown, do you sit on it? Do you open it up? I don't know. I guess that's why I'm up here and not down there on the field.
On first down. He's going to the air. Deep over the middle, open Anthony. 2 yards shy of midfield. Syracuse may have thought that he would sit on the football. The free safety, Rob Thompson, made the catch. Good pass protection, a fine route by number 8 and Terry Anthony.
Well, Florida State, knowing that Syracuse would play a lot of zone coverage, run the deep crossing patterns in front of the deep people and behind the linebackers. Anthony there, number 1 receiver coming into the contest in terms of receptions for Florida State.
Again to throw. Over the middle, complete. 34-yard line. A second member of the Fab Four in Lawrence Darcy. Well, the Fab Four has not enjoyed publicity as great as it's received here in New York. The fans here very aware of the 4-man receiving corps that Bobby Bowden was bringing to Syracuse.
And I want to apologize to Dawsey. Anthony's number 2 on the team. Dawsey number 1. Got those confused, but a little corner route with a great catch on a low throw.
39 yards and 2 snaps. Peter Tom off the draw. Carter shaking and baking. Loses the ball. But Florida State falls on it this time at the 21. They may bring it back to the 26 and say that he lost it when he hit the turf.
Draw action with a little bit of a trap there. Good block downfield by Yeomans again, and Carter fumbling the ball, I believe, as he hits. Do they rule it a fumble, or do they give it there where Mancini?
They ruled it a fumble because they marked the ball to the officiating crew. Referee Al Hines in command there, as you see, at the 22.
Good hustle by Mancini.
A 12-yard pickup. Willis for 6. Touchdown! Terry Anthony, a 4-play drive. The Noles go 21 yards, 18 yards, 12 yards on the draw, and the final 22 through the air. Peter Tom Willis to Terry Anthony. Richie Andrews on to add the extra point with 1:53 remaining.
Now, the only people in the world that like AstroTurf are kickers, because they have a nice, level, soft, clean spot to put the ball down to kickoff of.
Maybe holders too, and that's Brad Johnson, the junior, to set it down. He does. Andrews kicks it through. And we'll take another look of the Seminoles' first touchdown pass of this afternoon.
Florida State fans will come to know this as the corner route. Be working on the right-hand side of your screen. The receiver will work inside pressure, move to the hash, and then break it back out. And Willis will just deliver the ball on a rope. That's a well-thrown, tight-spiraled ball right there. Bingo. Nice hurdler's catch. 6 points, Florida State. You know, I said earlier, with Florida State sit on it where they open it up, I guess we've got that question answered.
Anthony with his third touchdown reception of the season. The fifth pass this year off the right arm of Peter Tom Willis. The Fab Four coming into this one had caught 50 passes for better than 800 yards and 5 touchdowns. Now they have 6.
And haven't seen the numbers, but working on that 1,000 yards between the 4 of them.
Fairly efficient with the elapsed time, wouldn't you say?
Well, in last outing that Florida State had against Tulane, Tulane had the ball 42-plus minutes. Florida State had it 17-plus minutes. Florida State won by 50. One of the ways you do that is you go 4 plays, 73 yards on a mere minute 14.
The man closest to you, number 33, is David Walker. That's Chris Shavers on the far side, number 30. Set the field. Richie Andrews, kickoff. See the mom on his towel?
One way to say hi.
Between Charlie Ward kicking one out of bounds and now Andrews.
Ward kind of shanked his 8-iron and Lewis kind of sliced his driver. Andrews kind of sliced his driver. Got an affinity for the right-hand side as they're moving of that sideline over there.
Coach Dick McPherson has now pulled Shavers, and he has put Michael Owens back to receive, number 44. So Syracuse has changed its kickoff receiving team with 1:53 to go in the first half. The Noles led 10-0 at the end of period number 1 and have outscored the Orange 7-3 here on the hill in the dome on the campus of Syracuse University. There's the senior and Owens standing next to David Walker.
You know, Paul, Syracuse really likes this dome. Nice scoreboard. See that inflatable roof? It's actually held up by fans. There's 16 5-foot fans that hold that roof up. They love playing in here. Since its inception in '80, they're 38-17 here in the dome of Syracuse. And as we said, they've won 16 in a row.
Andrews to Owens from his 6. Slipped at the 17. Late hit, no flag. David Walker may be nice to his mother, but when he comes across the white line, very intense.
No one quite sure who they're going to catch it. This time they do get a good call and they don't fumble it like they did the punt earlier. Owen just kind of lets his feet go out from under him. I'm telling you, got to pick those feet up or you'll stumble. This turf used here at the Carrier Dome is extremely sticky.
Late arriving to the huddle is Bill Sharr from Canandaigua, New York. 6'1", 204. With 1:49 remaining in the first half. On the counter, Owens. Out to the 23-yard line is Owens. Kevin Grant, the outside linebacker, credited with the tackle for Florida State. Curious play call.
Very much so, and the fans wondering what's going on. And right now we've got confusion as they don't know whether to go to the line or get in the huddle, and the clock's running. 23, minute 21, minute 20.
The fans upset with the fact that with 2 timeouts remaining, Syracuse is not being aggressive in the waning moments of the second quarter. They're going to run it out. That's a first down.
Well, possibly their thinking is Dick heard from the Cursons that they do get the ball at the beginning of the second half. Florida State's going to take a timeout now.
Even though Syracuse made the first down.
Well, I think there was some confusion down on the field. I think the instructions that would have gone to Florida State, as you see Shar talking with his coach there, was if they didn't make it, it'd bring up second down. Third down. Let's call a timeout. Maybe we'll get the ball back. But Syracuse did rush for the first down, 1st and 10 on about their 28-yard line. And a little break for Syracuse, some time to call 2 or 3 plays, a minute 2 remaining. Plenty of time to get downfield.
Coming up at halftime, Stacy Straces will visit with Dave Roberts, the Florida State tight end. Try and find out for you, too, the severity of his injury that he suffered in the first half. And then we'll have the highlights from this one. Peter Tom Willis, incidentally, has thrown for close to 150 yards. And if he cracks the 300-yard plateau today, Keith, it'd be the first time in 22 years that a Florida State quarterback has thrown for 300 yards or more on 3 consecutive FSU outings.
Kim Hammond, 1967. That'll take you back a while.
On first down, to throw. On the roll, to the boundary, complete to Moore. First down. And stops the clock momentarily with 54 seconds remaining. Moore did not get out of bounds. Errol McCorvey, the sophomore corner, on the stop. The clock rolls again. Shar under center. Draw Owens. Sprinting to the boundary and out of bounds. Leroy Butler sitting sprawling into his own bench.
Now you're seeing more of a typical 2-minute offense. Syracuse throwing some out patterns, running a sweep wide to give the back the opportunity to get out of bounds. 44 seconds remaining. Plenty of time to get 5, 6, maybe 7 plays in.
That was Kennan, the fullback, rather than Owens, the tail. And number 44 with number 43 with 44 seconds remaining. And another sack. Howard Denkins with the 3rd for the Noles. Brought on by the stumbling of Shar. He tripped over Kennan's right foot.
Well, not only that, an unfortunate break for Shar, a good break for Dinkins. He rolled and turned right into Howard. Big loss.
Bombs away at the 10-yard line. Rob Carpenter had a stride on the secondary. McCorvey and Dodge back there. But he did have a step and a half.
Well, Dodge misread the angle of the receiver, a little bit behind, McCorvey trailing. See a good indication of Shar's arm there. That ball was probably 65 yards in the air. Nobody doubts that this young man can air it out when he needs to.
Not much of a home field advantage, is it, in the Carrier Dome?
Not right now, anyway.
Greatness in football can best be described as winning in an arena filled with folks pulling for you to lose. And the same crowd appears to be pulling against its own Syracuse Orangemen. Hawkins, as the first half comes to a close. Nobody back for FSU. Florida State is already on its way to the locker room and leads 17-3. Our halftime show from the Carrier Dome on the campus of Syracuse University is coming right up.
Warning, this video contains adult content not suitable for children. Join us as we make the rounds with sorority girls, college cuties, and the girl next door in the all-new Girls Gone Wild College Girls Exposed. It's hotter, sexier, and wilder than ever in this totally uncensored video, packed with hundreds of beautiful, real college girls, unbuttoned and out of control. It's not sold in stores and can't be shown on TV, but you can call now and get the all-new Girls Gone Wild College Girls Exposed on video or DVD for the unbelievable low price, absolutely free. Even we couldn't believe what these crazy young co-eds did when we handed them the cameras, and you'll see it all, raw, real, and uncut. Then preview other all-new Girls Gone Wild titles, satisfaction guaranteed, cancel anytime. If you're over 18, call 1-800-942-3377 to order College Girls Exposed on video or DVD for only $9.99. Use your credit card and you'll get sexy sorority sweethearts free. That's 1-800-942-3377. Or see more action at girlsgonewild.com.
Kick off your day with 740 The Team's Clark and Davis, presented by Sunshine Network.
Charles, I believe the cheese has slipped off of your cracker.
Now they have a team that has a chance to go deeper in the playoffs.
This is one team where the quarterback position is indeed the most important position on the field.
740 The Team's Clark and Davis, presented by Sunshine Network, weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. on Orlando's sports leader, Sports Radio 740, The Team.
Welcome back to halftime in the Carrier Dome on the campus of Syracuse University, where the Noles lead the homestanding Orangemen 17-3. And welcome back indoors. Chilly outside, but perfect climbs here indoors, especially if you're wearing the garnet and the gold. The Noles using both the ground game, Dexter Carter, and their air attack, Peter Tom Willis, Terry Anthony, and their kicking game, the field goal by Richie Andrews, to build this 17-3 lead. Our halftime feature today focuses on the Noles flying tight end and Dave Roberts. Dave was injured during the second quarter, hurt his knee, but the report from the bench here just a couple of minutes ago is that Dave is fine. He'll be back in the second half. Stacy Strace has visited with Dave earlier in the week. Let's join him.
I think I've got a lot of energy, and I like to direct it in a lot of different ways.
Diverse best described Seminole tight end Dave Roberts. With a 3.6 GPA, FSU's academic All-American candidates' time and talents are not limited to books and balls. Completing his undergraduate studies in 3 years, Dave is now a communications grad student as well as an FSU instructor.
It's a very, very good experience, being on the other end of the spectrum as you, the teacher, instead of the student.
And meet Dave Roberts, the musician.
It's probably more exhilarating to get up on a stage, like in a bar, and playing a band. I kind of find that more exhilarating than going out and playing in front of 80,000 people, to tell you the truth.
To tell you the truth, this future trial lawyer, candid Reagan Bush conservative, is not conservative when choosing his favorite music, Jane's Addiction.
Enthusiastic kind of music. I listen to them a lot for the games.
Number 83's addiction is not 86ing challenges.
The biggest influence in my life is, in terms of role models, probably my mother, because she's the kind of person that just she'll work and work and work.
David's had to work for everything he's received, and he's beaten out players who have more ability because he'll work harder than they will. He's more diligent. He's more dependable, and those qualities makes him mighty hard to beat out.
My dad used to use the Latin phrase, something like nil illegitimus corrobundum, and what it meant was don't let the opponent keep you down. I'm a crazy guy, really. No, I'm a fun-loving person. kind of a good old Southern boy, I guess.
The Syracuse Marching Band entertaining this gathering of better than 50,000 fans here at halftime, and the first two quarters belong to Florida State. Welcome back to the Carrier Dome along with Keith Jones. I'm Paul Kennedy. Been a great 2 quarters, I would think, all things considered, for FSU here in Syracuse.
Well, Florida State has played real well here in the first half, and I think that if they continue that, then Coach Bowden's got to be real happy coming in here and coming out with a win. This is a very difficult place to play football.
Well, they've done it offensively with the kicking game and certainly on defense. Let's take a look at the highlights here. And in the secondary, Leroy Butler picks up his 3rd interception in 2 weeks.
Well, just simply an overthrow by Shar here. The receiver was open. He lets the ball get away from him, much like a pitcher. It lets the ball go high or leaves the curveball hanging. Butler there, Johnny on the spot, 3rd interception of the year, 3rd in the last 2 games.
He knows what to do with it after he catches it, too. A fine return. That put the Noles in business. Florida State would capitalize on that opportunity as well. Dexter Carter, 3 years in Sammy Smith's shadow, now getting his chance.
Well, now, as you say, he is getting his chance. Sweep action all the way around to the left, does a good job of following his blockers and gets right across that goal line for 6. He's had a good first half, almost 80 yards in rushing.
The Seminoles leading at that point 10-0. It certainly was not all FSU. Syracuse would come up with a fine defensive play. Here's Peter Tom Willis. Or rather, this is to Terry Anthony. And then the fumble, and indeed the bounding ball. Walker there.
Walker, Johnny, on the spot, as was Butler earlier. And right on the ball, Syracuse converts on this Florida State turnover and hands back the other way.
Now, offensively, once Syracuse got going, once they settled down, had a couple of drives in which they were clicking. Dwayne Kinnan, the fullback, came out of the flat. Shar hit him, and Kinnan would turn it into a big game.
Well, and if not for a missed block downfield or him not setting up a block, it would have been 6. They converted that into 3 points. They're only points on the board, but they did look good on that particular drive and showed that they can move the ball against this Florida State defense.
The second half set to unfold before us. Florida State continuing its uncanny string of road dominance. Syracuse by 2 touchdowns, but there's still plenty of football ahead as Richie Andrews kicks us into the 3rd quarter. And from his 5, and not reaching the 17-yard line, Antonio Johnson on the return for the Orange. The first half numbers, Keith, in total yards, the most apparent difference along with yards rushing.
Well, and the biggest thing, too, is the passing yardage. Syracuse only 72, but 4 sacks on Shar. Meanwhile, Peter Tom, 10 of 14 for 139. Turnovers about equal, penalties very equal. Time of possession, a little bit skewed, but 17-3 on the scoreboard.
Had 2 great breaks for Florida State, 2 Syracuse turnovers in their own territory, helped FSU to 10 first quarter points. Shar pumps, floats with a stride, great catch. Rob Moore, Leroy Butler with him. Perfect touch by Shar, and a fabulous left-handed grab by a wideout who his head coach says is the best athlete we've recruited here to Syracuse since I've been the head coach.
From action, Shar lays it out and then back in. Butler on fairly decent coverage, but Moore makes a great catch on a great throw. This is a touch pass, Paul. You just kind of throw it to a spot because you've already committed yourself. Trying to lay it up and let that nose turn over, as Shar did, right in the breadbasket. One-handed catch.
The Orangemen send a signal right away with that 28-yard gain. Higgins showing that Shar is not quite quick enough to run the option to the short side.
Well, Shar probably won't get away from most of Florida State's down defensive linemen. As we say, he's not real quick on his feet. Higgins, a former linebacker, is pretty quick for a man that weighs 268 pounds. He just runs him down laterally.
Todd Kasmer, a sophomore wide receiver, reports for duty, checking out Kevin Barker, a tight end.
See, Shar's got those plays on his wrist there as we look at his numbers in the first half.
Kasmer this way. Carpenter to the top of your screen. Kennan the fullback. Owens the tail. Time to throw. Andrew Dees, the tight end, carries the reception into Florida State territory and down to the 46-yard line.
Mr. Dees and Mr. Reagans meet again, as we saw in the first half. Crossing pattern, he's going to come all the way from the left-hand side of the offense, the top of your screen to the bottom of your screen. Reagan's in zone, he pushes the corner out and then looks back inside for the ball, and they pick up about 6 or 7 yards.
For a team which went to its halftime dressing room under a cascade of boos, this is an impressive opening series for Syracuse as we begin the second half. He threw it away. You could make a case that he was gunning for Kennan. I would argue that the routes he wanted to throw to Rob Moore and Rob Carpenter deeper downfield were not there.
Well, I think actually what he was trying to do was set up the screen. They've been successful on that, moving the same way in the first half, and Florida State's defensive lineman Eric Hayes is all over Kennan, and he has to throw it out of bounds.
Hawkins, 3 kicks, averaging 45 yards, 44.6 in the first half, his best effort of 55. And Buckley, who ranked 2nd in America in returns, stands at his 10. A very poor punt. Yet, the upside of that is Syracuse does not put it in Buckley's hands. The downside, Peter Tom Willis with 1 touchdown pass and 139 yards through the air in the first half is coming in the game with last-minute instructions from his head coach.
Well, Willis, a 61% passer coming in. Shar, not too bad on his numbers if you look at them from a completion standpoint. But Willis, 10 for 14 in the first half, 159 yards, and as opposed to his counterpart, and I know Coach Bowden's aware of this, Shar with 4 sacks, Willis with only 1.
The punt was only 20 yards. Leading by 2 touchdowns, here comes Carter, who scored 1 of them. He actually lost the football when taken down by Fred DeRiggi. Actually had to fall on it, Keith. I think DeRiggi from behind.
Well, DeRiggi around the football George Rooks and Rob Burnett, who we haven't heard a lot from on the side, is down tackles. DeRiggie's been real active up there, going head-on against Michael Tanks.
Robert Stevenson, the big tackle to this side. Hayward Haynes, Tanks, Yeomans Brown, tackle to tackle. Second down. Trying to give the quarterback time to throw. Lewis, first down, out of bounds. Upfield at the 40-yard line on a perfect timing route and throwing against the grain on the run. Willis is perfect. Sandquist, the strong safety,
Florida
made the
State
stop.
running the waggle action. You see Syracuse in the zone. One man rolls up underneath. One man goes deep. Zone coverage. Lewis is right in front of him. On a little waggle action to the Willis's left. He delivers the ball, first down.
Picked up 11. 150 yards for Willis today. Out route, tipped, nearly intercepted. The All-American outside linebacker Terry Wooden got a hand on it, and Sean Whiteman, that Florida native, the corner, had he come up with it, he could have run a while.
If he'd come up with it, he'd been gone, but the man that makes this play is Wooden, number 90. Very active, very agile, gets his hand up, deflects the ball. Florida State again trying to run that little out pattern.
Whiteman from Countryside High School, the senior, 5'10", 182.
6 players on Syracuse's team from Florida, none on Florida State's from New York.
Counter for Carter. Ahead to the 40, DeRiggi with another stop. He's made a few tackles today, has the Scranton, Pennsylvania senior.
A little bit of a double team there in the middle, and he works his way off and then just does a good job of powering Tanks backwards and wraps up Dexter Carter. Brings up third and about 9, and you can feel things beginning. You feel momentum beginning. DeRiggi's a big part of it, but you can feel old Mo, he's moving.
Yeah, he's out, 5 backs in. Dick McPherson said he wanted a secondary to go for the interceptions, to be aggressive. Let's see what they do here. Incomplete. Johnson running open away from Whiteman. Peter Tom failed to connect, and the Noles will punt it away.
Action we've seen before from the opposite hash all the way across to the tight end on a sideline pattern. Johnson's open, but you see Peter Tom has to lay the ball out a little bit because of good underneath zone coverage. That forced him to throw the ball outside a little farther, and he wanted incomplete, 4th down.
Ward, it's a punt for the 3rd time. Off the right side. It bounds inside the 30, takes a Seminole roll, and will be down at the 19-yard line. Greg Walker there for Syracuse had to let it pound away. And Syracuse has the football, although the Orangemen face an uphill struggle.
How much PC can $849 get you? More PC than we can tell you about in 30 seconds. A super fast Intel Pentium 3 processor, CD-ROM, accelerated graphics, pro quality audio system, monitor, one-touch internet access, lots of memory, plus 5 color choices, red, green, blue, purple, and orange. And that's just for starters. The compact Presario 5000T. Let us build one for you. Call toll-free 1-888-252-0730 for all this, and we'll double your memory for free. Hey, do I have time to mention the...
Are you one of the millions of American males who would like increased sexual energy? If you've been considering Viagra as a solution, consider something different. All-natural Enerx. Clinical studies show various ingredients of Enerx enhance sexual energy, increasing desire, performance, and satisfaction. Enerx is all natural with no side effects. With Enerx, you'll feel the increased energy within minutes and with no chemicals. We're so sure you and your mate will be completely satisfied. We'll offer you a 30-day, no questions asked, full refund. Enerx stimulates sexual energy by expanding the blood vessels, causing increased blood flow to specific areas of the body. Unleash the power of Enerx now.
Call 1-800-653-6508 toll-free, and it will be delivered discreetly to your home. Get results using the safe, all-natural alternative, Enerx.
The second possession of the second half for the Orangemen. Trailing 17-3. Bill Sharp. On the option, Owens to the short side, nothing doing. Howard Dinkins played it perfectly. And the sophomore outside linebacker made the stop.
Florida State running what they call a differing option attack. That time, Dinkins, instead of taking the quarterback and letting the linebacker run outside on the pitch man, the linebacker straight right around his tackle to take the quarterback. Pitch quick, and Dinkins out there one-on-one with Owen. He'll win that a lot of the time.
This is his 5th stop of the afternoon, Keith.
Watch the linebacker move outside to take the quarterback quick. He pitches it too quick, does Bill Shar. Dinkins out there all day long. He'll make that 9 out of 10 times.
No gain, 2nd and 10. To the boundary, open, 35-yard line, and gingerly out of bounds, Rob Carpenter. Carpenter gets free on the down and out, secondary backpedaling.
Counter action, go one way, roll back the other. Good protection by the line. Carpenter's wide open over White and in front of McCorvey there. It's a good throw, good execution.
His 2nd reception this afternoon. 32 yards on the receiving end of Shar's tosses. Shar's thrown for 124 yards today. And 1 interception. Here comes the blitz. He gets it away. Butler's there. And it's incomplete at the 32-yard line. Intended for Rob Moore. Butler and Moore, 2 fine athletes, stride for stride.
You're going to get a good look here from the end zone of Butler beat once and recovers twice. He's beat now, he makes up. Moore does a great job of catching the ball, and then Butler knocks it away from him with his right hand. Another look at it from the sideline. Look, he's got the ball right there, and then with a little arm action, Butler strips it out of there.
He came up with that same grab earlier in this quarter on the other boundary.
That he did.
11:06 showing in the 3rd. 2nd down and 10. Loose ball. FSU. The sack results in the fumble. John Weish fell on it, or rather Moss recovered it.
Pressure coming right at Shar. Florida State with a full all-out blitz. White comes, man coverage in the secondary. Strips the ball. Florida State comes up with it. There's no way to defend it. Shar's just got to throw quick, and he can't. Too much pressure. Lays the ball down, and plenty of white shirts there to gobble it up.
The 3rd turnover. All 3 have given Florida State exceptional field position. It is also sack number 4. This time, they fake it again. Carter faking to Dawsey. Off the reverse. Defense sets the tone for a football game. Excellent field position offensively, and Carter again keeps this one on his hip for a 2nd time.
A couple people were fooled by the action from Dawsey moving back across on the fake reverse, but basically Syracuse is down 5, doing a good job of playing lateral football, keep you upfield shoulder free, and make a tackle.
Dawsey wide to the near side left. Willis wants 6. He's going for him. Incomplete at the goal line. Whiteman was there defensively. This a post corner, Keith. Running to the middle, breaking back outside.
A patented route for that man right there. Bobby Bowden has run it for years and years and years and had plenty of people to do it. It's a long throw. The ball's in the air a lot, and Whiteman does a good job of closing quickly. The ball's overthrown. Probably wouldn't have been caught, but Whiteman's right with him. Same pass that Florida State scored on in their last touchdown right before the half.
Peter Thomas only 1 for 4 through the air in the 2nd half. Manages to get it away. Incomplete, though. He was just fortunate as he fired Carter's way to get it out of there. You mentioned the AstroTurf. Florida State doesn't have an artificial turf on which to practice. It takes a lot of getting used to.
No, Florida State doesn't practice on turf at all. Bobby Bowden hates it so bad he won't lay it down for fear of the injury in practice.
From 39 yards out, almost 40, attempting his second three-pointer of the afternoon. Out of Johnson's hold, Gene Haupt to snap it. The snap, the spot, and a perfect kick. And it is 20-3, Florida State. From the Dome in Syracuse, as Florida State continues to roll, we'll return.
You gotta eat. What are you doing? You gotta eat. Say, who do you think you are? You won't get far unless you eat.
You gotta eat a Checkers Spicy Chicken Sandwich, now just 99 cents. It's all white meat and it's spiced just right. Served hot and fresh with crisp lettuce and mayo.
In between, without a doubt, we'll give you something really, really good. That's
Checkers Spicy Chicken Sandwich, now just 99 cents.
You gotta eat.
If you want legs like this, get ready to order.
There are easy movements that you can do to tone your thighs, but the key to getting great sculpted legs is the sequence.
Get Thin Thighs guaranteed through this exclusive TV offer. This 8-minute video is the definitive thigh trimming routine. Sectional progression targets each key area in a precise order, guaranteed to tone your thighs.
I thought I'd never trim my outside thighs, but this tape did it. It really works.
Get Thin Thighs guaranteed for only $19.95 and will include great stretch, great arms, and great buns. A $59 value for just $1 more. That's 3 more titles for $1 if you call right now. This video is guaranteed to give you thin thighs or your money back, so order now.
Order yours right now at beachbody.com or call toll-free at 1-800-791-5577. That's 1-800-791-5577. Order yours right now.
College football comes your way next Saturday live. Colorado State, Earl Bruce and company, hosting the Cougars of BYU. Lavelle Edwards will join that game as early as we possibly can at 3 o'clock, following the Noles and Virginia Tech, which will come your way at high noon, also live. An exclusive presentation of the Sunshine Network. And this has been nearly an exclusive Florida State roadshow today. 20-3, the Noles. Bobby Bowden's young field goal kicker, Richie Andrews, has just drilled his second three-pointer of the afternoon. This one good from 39 yards out to cap a 4-play, 55-second possession.
You're looking at the 79 Coach of the Year after going 11-0, and Dick Person for Syracuse after going 11-0 in 1987 was the 87 Coach of the Year.
Antonio Johnson. 1 hit, 2 hits, and down he goes. Leon Fowler on special teams coverage was the first man there, number 3. And John Davis, a reserve defensive back, just getting up, finished him off. It didn't take long, did it?
They've done that in the past, and I guess that's something we need to get used to seeing if you're a Florida State fan. Here come the Boo Birds.
There's 1 or 2 ways he can react to it. You think of Kyle Morris at Florida having to endure the same fate. Owens. Into the middle. Linebacking core there again. Kelvin Smith, credited with the stop, the inside linebacker from Jacksonville.
You know, Paul, the first verse of Boo's song was for Shar, but that second verse right there is for McPherson.
Syracuse has not lost in this stadium since September 27th, 1986, when they fell to Rutgers 16 games ago. Moore in motion. 2 fakes and out of the backfield, Kennan, boom. He dropped it. Thompson coming from the front side, and Reagans Gave him a nice shot to the rib cage from behind.
Well, they've used Kennan a lot. We saw it in the first half. He had 7 catches coming into today's ball game, right at a 13-yard average. They like to get him outside with people in front of him. Watch the offensive backside offensive guard come out. They're trying to get him upfield. Ball's just a little bit behind him, but certainly catchable, and doesn't come down with it. Brings up third and about 7, maybe 8.
Florida State wanted to pepper those two backs, and Owens and Kennan just keep hitting them a little bit. Got a good shot in there from Reagan, which Kennan will remember. He had time to throw, but Florida State secondary had Rob Moore and company very well defended. And it's punt time for Syracuse.
A lot of time to throw. Florida State not coming with pressure, just with the 3 down people. Man underneath, zone coverage behind, and trying to run a Florida State route, post corner route. Ball underthrown, brings up 4th down, and on comes the kicker.
Don't be surprised if FSU plays for the block here. They got 10 men up, and there's Buckley, the fabulous freshman. Hawkins to punt it. He's had 1 block this year. Flag down. They went for the block, didn't get it. Roughing the kicker will be the call. And that should give Syracuse the 1st down and the football back.
Well, that particular play was a situation where a player came so free up the middle that he overran the block spot. You need to get about 6 or 7 yards, maybe 5 in front of the punter, come up the middle and completely overruns the block, does Dinkins. Good look of it here. Goes right over it. The ball's kicked right underneath him. What can you say?
How did he miss that? The boos greet the young junior Bill Sharp. Even though the major infraction against Florida State, which had Dinkins got his right hand on it, just inches to the right, this game would be over. For the ball would have bounded more than likely toward the end zone, and the Noles would have soon added at least 3 more, probably 6. As it stands now, 20-3 Syracuse. Shar trying to turn it around, and the home folks are grumbling inside the Carrier Dome. To the 45. Keith Carter on the stop, the inside linebacker.
You may be saying, why is Syracuse staying on the ground? That was a design pass. You don't see Shar trying to look out to either Carter or Moore. He had 2 wide receivers to his outside, and twin situation. No one to throw it to, so he moves upfield. You see he's minus 50 yards. The biggest product of that is the 8 sacks against Pitt 2 weeks ago.
Bobby's taken off the hat.
Bobby White Shoes Bowden.
D's the tight end flop to this side, counter option. Now to throw off the motion. He's been sacked 5 times now. Shelton Thompson has still another. The counter option he wants to throw, Keith, and
I'm going back to my notes, Paul. I think that's the 6th sack. They had 4 at the half. I believe this is the 2nd one here in the 3rd quarter. Counter action. Nobody is open. Great coverage downfield by Florida State. And down he goes.
He has been sacked officially now 5 times, Keith. Been a lot of them.
I can't keep track of them.
13 times in 2 games. Penalty. Flag down, too much time. The 25-second play clock had expired. Delay a game.
Mr. Pass Rush.
He's ready to come back in. And Dick McPherson and his staff trying to figure out a way to move the football on a tenacious Florida State defense.
You know, Florida State's defense has progressively gotten better. They gave up a lot of yardage against Southern Miss over in Jacksonville, a little less against Clemson, a little less against LSU, about 330 yards against Tulane in their last contest. While that's still too many for Coach Mickey Andrews and his staff, they are making progress. Every game there's a little less yardage given up, a little bit bigger of a hit, some more knock-em-backs, holding some people on 3rd down. and playing a little better.
Florida State walks up the blitz. They don't come. Shard sacked again. Odell Higgins, Eric Hayes, Anthony Moss celebrate this sack.
Got a deal in the middle between Hayes and Dinkins, looks like, or Shelton Thompson. Higgins from the outside. Dees, the tight end, was wide open, but Shar had no opportunity to get the ball downfield in the middle.
The Noles roughed the punter the last time. Hawkins set the kick. Higgins pushing him back, and on 4th and 21, following sack number 6 now, King. Here they come again. He just did get that off. Buckley called for the fair catch. No, he did not. He feigned everybody. There he goes. Goodbye. What a fake by Buckley. Oh my. He did not call for the fair catch and returns it 69 yards. He just stopped as if he did and then took off.
If it was coach, give him a raise. If it wasn't, you're going to have a hard time convincing me this kid's a true freshman.
The second best return man in America shows his skill.
Watch, he just stops, just like he called for the fair catch, and then bingo, let's go out here a little while. Picks up some blockings, Deacons downfield, makes a good cut back here, possesses great speed. Once he gets outside, nobody's going to catch him. I mean, you just slap at air and try to catch heels. Great fake. Super fake.
From Pascagoula, Mississippi. And Richie Andrews adds the extra point. And Buckley and company have now built a 27-3 lead in the Dome with 6:02 to go in this, the third.
How much PC can $849 get you? More PC than we can tell you about in 30 seconds. A super-fast Intel Pentium 3 processor, CD-ROM, accelerated graphics, pro-quality audio system, monitor, one-touch internet access, lots of memory, plus 5 color choices, red, green, blue, purple, and orange. And that's just for starters. The compact Presario 5000T. Let us build one for you. Call toll-free 1-888-252-0730 for all this, and we'll double your memory for free. Hey, do I have time to mention the...
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do. I set up networks, I troubleshoot, I basically do things I would have never dreamed I'd been able to do before.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you.
I'd never really thought of the Army as a choice.
Your free video will also give you an idea of what Army life is like, how you can earn money for college, even what questions to ask your recruiter.
I'm going to walk away with a lot of memories, a lot of friends, and something that's going to change me for the rest of my life.
Call 1-800-959-ARMY for your free video and discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of One.
If you would ask me a year ago if I'd be here doing this, I could have never imagined it. I love what I do. I love doing it for the Army.
Watch him, he just stops. Watch the official already pulled his whistle out of his mouth. And then he takes off. That's great. Great action there. Very much like a catcher waiting at home plate with a man trying to score from second on a single. He'll just stand there with his hands on his hips trying to decoy the runner into not sliding and catch the ball and tag him. Buckley did the same thing receiving a punt. Faking the fair catch and then taking off.
Andrews is laughing about it. He's kicked 2 field goals and 3 extra points. And Dick McPherson, his face is Syracuse orange right now. Awfully upset. Not only does Buckley do it with athleticism, as so many of Bobby Bowden's talented skill players have done, he possesses great style.
You see Bowden laughing there. I've known that man for a long time. I think what he's laughing about, I talked earlier about, if it's a coach, give him a raise that called that play. I think by that indication right now, that's all Terrell Buckley. You know, every player comes in wanting to do his little thing, and as long as it's within the team concept, Bowden will let him do it. I think that's all Terrell Buckley. He probably just as surprised as Syracuse was by what happened.
You best break that one for a long game and not get caught standing back there at your own 31. A 69-yard return. Here comes Antonio Johnson a third time in this half. And as he crosses the 20, he's greeted by a Seminole reception committee that is led by Leon Fowler and Lavon Brown.
Well, certainly Buckley, as a defensive player, understands running punts back, but what he didn't understand is he's also doing the same thing the offensive does. One play, 69 yards, just seconds off the clock. Looks like some of Florida State's offensive series we've seen tonight.
Florida State looking to win its third consecutive game, and Syracuse trying to avoid dropping its second straight. They lost to Pitt 2 weeks ago after 2 season opening victories. At this point in time, these are 2 teams headed in direct opposite directions. Owens to the 19. And a flag is thrown, and it's dropped by the umpire on the defensive side of the line of scrimmage. Henry Ostrozewski, the right tackle, the sophomore, 260 pounds, from Boynton Beach on the stop.
Replay. Deep handoff, counter action. Owen with nowhere to go. Tries to do a little spin move a la Dexter Carter. All brought back, major infraction, holding.
When the umpire throws it, it's a surprise when it's not a holding call.
Very much so. Hey, the umpire has a difficult job. He gets banged around by everybody, and all he gets to do is call holding penalties. Everybody says they're debatable. You can have a holding penalty on every play.
The Noles take it, 1st and 20. Toss sweep, Michael Owens. Number 44. Loses the ball. Out of play. It's marked upfield at the 48 and will be brought back and spotted inside the 45 at the point in which he dropped it. But on that one sweep, number 44 galloped like the great number 44s of old.
Well, you saw a little bit of a procedure there by Terrell Sims, number 62, but he breaks right through, attacks at the line of scrimmage, and then this is the flashes of brilliance that Syracuse has come to expect from their tailbacks. We talked about that in the opening, and there's a brief glimmer of it. Consistency is what they're looking for from Owen.
Their last possession, Syracuse posted a net gain of -12. Here they gained 30 on that one carry by Owen. And Kennan, the fullback, pulls his way ahead to the 48-yard line.
Florida State with some substitutions on their front 7. Shar taking advantage of it. 2 great running plays by Syracuse that time. Tailback around the end, fullback up the middle. That's good old Syracuse football.
Yeah, you see the contrast in style. Syracuse to the left, not substituting. Florida State substituting liberally. Saw it in that picture. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. Dinkins on the stop, the snap before. And the toss. New man in there. This is Chambers, who breaks the tackle to earn the first down. A hard charging Chris Chambers with the first down for Syracuse.
Built low to the ground, 5'10", 201 pounds. First real action we've seen from this sophomore. Does a good job of getting away from Whites there, number 44. A good hit-up tackle or arm or shoulder tackle there by Dinkins, but he bulls himself through for the first down. 1st and 10, Syracuse.
Well, their second first down of this drive, which began at their 21-yard line. Chambers' first carry nets him 5, the sophomore, Pennsylvania native, and the quarterback Shar calls it at the line of scrimmage from midfield. Owens hard off the left side. And into the arms of Kirk Carruthers.
Great collision that this time the running back wins. Owen head up with Carruthers as Carruthers spills in or steps into the hole, and Owen won that little battle.
Florida State, as Bobby Bowden checks upstairs, And as you see on the scoreboard clock,
never rushed for 100 yards as an Orangeman has Owen approaching it now.
27-3 the score. FSU. Down the field. Caught. Carpenter. Inside the 25. A pickup of 21 yards. Shar to Rob Carpenter, the sophomore.
Shar saying if Willis can do it, I can too. 7-step drop, looks left, back to right. Carpenter over the middle, in front of the safeties, behind the linebackers, makes a good out move a la Lawrence Dawsey. Gets good protection up front. Florida State trying to work upfield. A little deal up there with Hayes and Hagens, but only 3 rushing. Shar steps up with confidence and delivers a great pass for a first down.
Gedney in motion. The setup on the wing. On first down, 3 minutes to go in the third. Intercepted. This is Butler with his second interception of the afternoon. He may go the distance. He shall. Touchdown Seminoles. A 90-yard interception return.
I'm going to let the picture speak for itself. Butler just steps right in front, just like you coach it. Get to the sideline quick. Had a couple of blocks from some people turning back and just outraces everybody. Oh, that's so pretty from a former defensive back's perspective. That's so pretty. Breaking on the ball right in front of the receiver and off to the races. 87 yards officially.
Andrews nails the extra point. Timeout on the field, 2:52 to go in the third. 34-3 FSU, and it's 6 for number 6, who brings it back literally the length of the football field.
5-step drop, good pressure by Hayes up the middle. Shar underthrows. Butler in zone, just steps right in front. A la Clemson, 1988. Watch him throw the head back. We got to teach Leroy how to sprint. Got to get that head down and drive through it. Leroy running with them shoulders flaring and that head back. That's all right. He's in for 6.
This time, a team in orange does not catch him at the 1-yard line. Butler's second interception. 6 quarterback sacks from the defense. A pounding performance. And the Noles in command.
And what's really amazing is this is against the 24th ranked passing attack in America is the Syracuse Orangemen. Coming into the contest, Shar and his folks averaging 234 yards a game in passing.
(34-3). This would be Bobby Bowden's 4th career victory over Syracuse and extend his king of the road reputation. You know, he's won at LSU, at Nebraska, won at Ohio State,
at Notre Dame, on and on and on.
You can name this the Bowden Dome. The Carrier Dome, named after the air conditioning conglomerate, is not an air-conditioned building. But the Noles have punched a few holes in this roof today. Johnson takes a punch or two at the 19-yard line.
Flags down. Definitely have a clip.
Reggie Freeman on the stop, Keith.
That'll bring the Orangemen back, and we're going to see a new quarterback, number 6, Mark McDonald. He's thrown only 4 passes this year. There you see the officials marking off the infraction. Syracuse once again will start deep in their hole.
The hand for the sophomore from Spring, Texas. We thought the Noles had traveled a great distance to be here. Oh, after being knifed by FSU's number 6, Dick McPherson responds with his number 6. Mark McDonald He'll try to put 6 on the board, 6 feet tall, 195-pound Texan. As Keith told you, his only action this year against Temple, a couple of completions with 13 yards, no scores. He hands it to Owens. Now the same play, which brought down a cascade of boos earlier, brings down cheers.
Well, fans have every right to come to the stadium, pay their good hard-earned money, and be as vocal in any direction they want. What will oftentimes happen, Paul, in a situation like this is just by the mere presence of a new face in that huddle, an offense will be slightly rejuvenated. They'll get a little more excited. Blocks will be executed and carried downfield a little longer. Runners will run a little harder. Receivers will run a little crisper routes, and your offense will be better.
Chris Hall made the stop, the reserve cornerback, after an 11-yard pickup by Owens, who nears the 100-yard plateau. Kennan works the middle. That is a significant number, and one of the very few bright spots for the blue and orange today is that a highly touted running back, a guy who came in here so well thought of that they gave him the same number worn by Jim Brown and Floyd Little and the late Ernie Davis. They give him number 44. He's never in his career rushed for 100 yards. He's a senior, and today he has 91,
which is his career high. He had 91 in a previous game.
Minute and a half to go in the third. McDonald, boundary, nice grab. Rob Carpenter makes the diving catch in front of Buckley.
Nice grab and a nice running throw. Carpenter working to his right. Counter action, goes back the other way. Tackle moves out to protect him. Florida State with not a lot of upfield pressure. Throws the ball well. Nice throw, nice catch. First down.
McDonald and company trailing by 31.
Notice McDonald turning that little wristband right there. He's got plays on both sides of it. He was on page 2, and he had to turn back to page 1 to get the right call. They don't do a lot of substituting, so they waggle or sign the signals in based on the plays that are on that card.
He took too much time. The play clock expired. He doesn't have a lot of experience, and the time wasted away while he was trying to figure out the hieroglyphics of what was on his wrist and what was being signaled in.
Being a quarterback in high school, I used to wear that thing. Looks a little bit like a warrior in Star Wars or something, but his particular one, as Coach Bowden looks on there, it's got 2 pages long. He was flipping it around, and 25-second clock expired. Now, if you're Mickey Andrews, this is what you would have paid good money for to come in. 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, an interception return for a touchdown, 2 fumbles, and a punt return.
Chuck Amata will be smiling ear to ear. Play action, McDonald deep in the pocket, under pressure. Here he goes. Moore's open. Great catch. 25-yard line, first down, Syracuse.
Get a good look at it from ground level. Good protection on the play action. Moore runs by your screen and out of your screen. Lays the ball in, does McDonald to the inside. Dodge gets completely turned around. Didn't even know where the ball was, and a great, great reception. End zone look here from high. McDonald working on your right. Watch him lead the ball back inside, and they completely turn Dodge around. He loses the ball, and a great fingertip grab there. Super catch.
They picked up half the length of the field, 48 yards. Off the option of the pitch to Owens. Daylight. Touchdown. He explodes over the 100-yard plateau for the first time in his career on a 26-yard touchdown gallop.
This play is set up, Paul, by the difference in the quarterback. McDonald a little bit better able to run. Florida State knowing that. Shelton Thompson for Florida State crashes down and leaves Owen wide open on the corner. That's a quarterback difference. That's not that young man's difference. He's been plugging along all day.
John Biscuit, his team trailing 34-9 with 8 seconds to go in the third. Mark McDonald, who engineered this drive, will hold for him. John Flannery will snap it. 34-10.
Are you one of the millions of American males who would like increased sexual energy? If you've been considering Viagra as a solution, consider something different. All-natural Enerx. Clinical studies show various ingredients of Enerx enhance sexual energy, increasing desire, performance, and satisfaction. Enerx is all natural with no side effects. With Enerx, you'll feel the increased energy within minutes and with no chemicals. We're so sure you and your mate will be completely satisfied. We'll offer you a 30-day, no questions asked, full refund. Enerx stimulates sexual energy by expanding the blood vessels, causing increased blood flow to specific areas of the body. Unleash the power of Enerx now.
Call 1-800-653-6508 toll-free, and it will be delivered discreetly to your home. Get results using the safe, all-natural alternative, Enerx.
Jacksonville, Orlando, Miami, Gainesville, Tallahassee, Tampa.
Your town, your team.
And every weeknight, Sunshine Network and Nextel bring you your sports news. Barry Milligan and Tom Block anchor a lineup of reporters from around the state for all the highlights, sound bites, interviews, and discussion.
Sports news that matters most.
Nextel, Florida Sports News. Weeknights at 10 on Sunshine Network.
Florida State's offense, Paul, I don't believe has touched the ball but one time in this quarter.
Baker, the freshman. Out to the 40-yard line. Tremendous blocking by the Seminole return team. 34-10. When we return, Florida State will have the football to open the fourth and final period.
If you were loading the Ark today, what would you bring? The E-Class, perhaps the most desirable car in the world.
Fitness isn't just about looking good. It's also about staying strong and staying active. That's exactly why you need a Bowflex. You can work out anytime you want. You can reshape your body by building muscle and burning calories. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It doesn't matter how old you are. Because with more than 60 different exercises and 10 simple training routines, Bowflex can deliver the kind of workout you need to get the results you really want. You can lose weight, you can be stronger, you can build muscle, and you can do it with the Bowflex. It's quick, easy, convenient, and takes as little as 20 minutes a day because Bowflex incorporates both strength and aerobic exercise. Bowflex even folds up to save space. Visit us on the internet at www.bowflexdirect.com. For a free video and brochure, call right now.
Chris Parker is in there, along with Moore. And that's Paul Moore out to the 44-yard line. A new backfield for Florida State. Moore and Chris Parker, the fellow suspended for the Tulane game, the sophomore tailback from Jacksonville. It has been Bennett and Carter exclusively through the first three quarters. The stop that time by Sean Whiteman, the corner, Terry Wood, the All-American linebacker. Lassane to the bottom of your picture. Johnson, the tight end, split off the line of scrimmage. Willis, intercepted, picked off. Robbie Thompson across midfield to the 35, 34-yard line.
Thompson's third interception of the year. In fact, the only defensive back with interceptions for Syracuse. Good pressure by Wooten up the middle, on the outside, excuse me. And he overthrows Lassane. Thompson right there to pick it off and head upfield.
They mark him out of bounds upfield at the 43-yard line. Thompson is the only member of the Syracuse secondary with an interception this season, and that was his third, and it is only the third interception thrown this year by Peter Tom Willis. McDonald keeps. That's a tough couple of yards.
Yeah, but it does something, Paul. You've got offensive linemen that are turning around seeing that quarterback take a lick and move it up for two, and this is your new guy, and that kind of inspires you. I mean, he's one of us. He's in there. He's digging, and to the degree you can't get dirty on artificial turf, if you will. And I tell you, that young man has really sparked this Orangeman offense.
He's driven them 91 yards for a score. Syracuse's first 6. Play clock winding down, only 6 seconds to go on the play clock. They may not get it away. They do. McDonald. Boom. Carpenter to the 25.
Now what's happening, Florida State cannot afford to put the pressure on McDonald that they could on Sharp. They're rushing 3, dropping 8. McDonald's doing a great job of picking them apart. See, no pressure on him. Curl pattern in the seam. Great catch. Turns upfield, just like you draw them up. 5th catch for Carpenter this afternoon.
1st and 10. Going in, trailing 34-10 in the 4th. And down he goes. Tackled for a loss by Anthony Moss.
Florida State countering those big plays now with a little bit of a pressure defense. Stunt on up front. Moss crashing inside. See him moving right to left. Just beats the block. Comes inside.
It's Oliver Strickland.
Oliver Strickland, yes, correction. Oliver Strickland.
He's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
A little bit closer to home than he is in Tallahassee.
Folks are at the game like that. Oliver. Loss of 5. Here comes the blitz. Owens. Keith Carter, Kirk Carruthers. The linebackers stayed at home, made him pay the price.
Great read by Carter that time. Florida State coming with a safety blitz from the left. Weiss coming from the left, but Carter stays at home, watches for the draw. There it is. Makes a good open field tackle with help from Kirk Carruthers.
Looked like one of those nutcracker drills in spring practice.
Yeah. The old Oklahoma drill.
You remember those?
Oh, yeah. 3rd and a bunch.
With Keith Jones, I'm Paul Kennedy. As Syracuse sets it up, 3rd and 15. And a big snap for comeback hopes. Richard Dash. Sack number 7. Higgins is there. Kevin Grant is there.
Now you're seeing a coach's game. You're seeing Mickey Andrews and Dick McPherson. Florida State coming with pressure again. McPherson going, are they coming pressure or not? We've had success when they didn't. This time we did. 4 white shirts on McDonald. Great coaching strategy there. Kevin Grant, Ocala, Florida native, on the blitz.
And a sack in plus territory. Takes him out of field goal range. Hawkins try and kill it in the corner. The Seminoles deployed, anticipating a fake. Nobody back. The ball bounds at the 12 and scoots into the end zone. Hustle on the part of JoJo Wooden. Couldn't keep the ball from bounding into the end zone.
Let's do it.
These guys don't look so tough.
Heads up.
I got your back. On your left. Go, go, go. I'm hot, baby.
Time to go for a spin.
Gatorade. Bring your game to life.
I'll take the big guy.
Which big guy?
It's real.
Steak and Shake, may I help you? Hello? Hello?
Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers.
Heat fans, 2001-2002 season tickets are on sale now. See the Heat live and up close for as little as $8 a game. And lower level seats are available for as low as $30 a game. Just light us up at 786-777-HOOP or visit heat.com.
And it's Florida State stalking victory number 3, as is Syracuse. And Peter Tom Willis still in the game, an indication of Bobby Bowden's concern that momentum might swing back the other way. Parker. Out of Wooden's tackle. And now run support for Syracuse.
Syracuse's defense with Wooden and Brown on the outside linebackers and Lucy and Bavaro in the middle, they don't allow you to cut back very often. Luke, number 90, is going to move upfield, string it back out, miss the tackle, but force Parker back outside, and then he gets help from the secondary and the rest of the supporting cast.
Willis's first pass attempt of the second half was complete. He has since missed his next 6. 0 for his last 6. 1 for 7 in the second half. The ground game's the thing here. Paul Moore, the fullback.
Well, Florida State's backed up. They're trying to keep the ball on the ground. That accomplishes 2 things. Tries to keep you away from the big play, i.e. the interception on the last drive, and also eats some time off the clock. When you're up by 24, you can afford to do that.
Casey Weldon, reserve quarterback, standing next to Bobby Bowden, and all eyes on the most important number there, and that's the fingers in the middle.
One in the middle.
Tick, clack, tick. Lewis wide this way, 2 tight ends. Parker. First down. Still on his feet across the 40. Ahead to the 43-yard line. Tony Yeoman's leading interference, the senior 3-year letterman, the guard.
Yeoman's pulling from his guard position, onside guard, not backside, but onside, more up front. Yeoman's with a good block on the corner. Parker breaks it outside. That carry will take him over 100 yards for the season. As you said earlier, Paul, suspended for the Tulane game for training violations. Seeing his first action in 3 weeks.
In the eye. 220 pounds on that frame. The middle again. Not a lot there, is there? For Paul Moore. Dan Lucy, senior captain, number 55, on the stop.
On an earlier drive in the third quarter, when Syracuse had the ball, Owens took it inside. Kirk Carruthers met. That time Paul Moore and Dan Busey got acquainted.
Gave him a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. Setting up the screen. Parker across midfield. First down 45 to the 40. 35, 33-yard line. Wooden, the linebacker, on the stop. That's only the 2nd completion for Peter Tom in this half, and it's a big gainer.
Only the 5th catch by Parker. You see isolation action up the middle. He does a great job, does Willis, of backpedaling to get upfield. Great downfield blocking. Anthony, Yeomans, and the rest of the folks downfield. Roberts there at the tail end doing a great job of allowing Parker to kind of snake his way down the sideline for a good pickup.
This drive for Florida State began at its own 20-yard line. This is the 7th play of it. The gain was of 23 off the screen. Great catch. Shannon Baker drug the foot. Sean Whiteman on his back. Baker, the freshman from Lakeland, the fine grab.
Three-step, zing it. Plant, step outside, throw it. Gets down, would have been good in the NFL. Looked like both were down. Baker, number 5 of the Fab Four.
7:20 remaining in the game. A pickup of 7 for young Mr. Baker. Parker cradles it. Now lowers his head to the 21. Greg Walker, the corner, strung it out. Parker kept looking for a sliver of daylight, Keith, and he would have gone.
Big league play by Walker. Did exactly what you ask your corners on run support to do. String it out, keep upfield, outside leverage, and allow your pursuit to catch up. That's exactly what he did. 7:08 on a rolling clock. Florida State threatening again. Very nice drive. First sustained drive of the Florida State offense in this half.
On first down. Going in. The draw. Paul Moore attracting company after a yard. We mentioned earlier that Dave Roberts had been injured in the first half and said he'd be all right. He's back in there. Got quite a scare, though, didn't he, when he got clipped first half?
Any type of where you get your feet knocked out from under you and you really don't land square on this turf is an opportunity for surgery.
I love Stacy's feature on him. As a grad student, plays in a rock band. We're near the 6-minute mark. Bootleg. Peter Town, run pass option. He throws. Complete. Breakaway Dawsey to the 6-yard line. First and goal, Florida State.
You know, in one vein, Paul, Dawsey's been a little bit of a disappointment. You understand I'm saying that tongue-in-cheek. Had 18 receptions last year, 9 of them for touchdowns. That's reception number 19 or 20. Only 4 scored. His ratio has dropped. Every other time last year he caught a pass, it was for 6.
The Noles leading receiver in Dawsey. The second catch of the afternoon. And the Noles up 34-10. The crowd here in the rolling hills of central New York begins to head home. As Florida State tries to score an icing touchdown. Well, look out. Parker took his eyes off it.
We talk about Owens and his inconsistency in running the ball and being aggressive. The knock on Chris Parker is that sometimes he drifts off into la-la land.
Sandquist, the strong safety, fell on it. The pitch looked to be perfect. Parker was not. Sandquist has it. 34-10. We'll be back.
When Discount Auto Parts hired me as a spokesperson, I figured they wanted me to help drive their sales. But with over 700 stores and thousands of parts in each one, that ain't all I'm driving.
Come on, Martin, let's go. Move it, move it.
Discount Auto Parts, the right part, right away.
Stop by Discount Auto Parts and get a 12-ounce bottle of DuPont refrigerant for just $5.49. Discount Auto Parts, do it yourself and save.
If you want legs like this, get ready to order.
There are easy movements that you can do to tone your thighs, but the key to getting great sculpted legs is the sequence.
Get thin thighs guaranteed through this exclusive TV offer. This 8-minute video is the definitive thigh trimming routine. Sectional progression targets each key area in a precise order, guaranteed to tone your thighs.
I thought I'd never trim my outside thighs, but this tape did it. It really works.
Get Thin Thighs Guaranteed for only $19.95 and will include great stretch, great arms, and great buns. A $59 value for just $1 more. That's 3 more titles for $1 if you call right now. This video is guaranteed to give you thin thighs or your money back, so order now.
Order yours right now at Beachbody.com or call toll-free at 1-800-791-5577. That's 1-800-791-5577. Order yours right now.
McDonald following the recovered fumble by Syracuse. Keeps it himself around the right side out to the 12, 13-yard line.
Florida State with a lot of new faces in the defensive side of the ball. Tell you what, I'm real impressed with that young man right there, Paul. He has really come in on that 91-yard drive and sparked the offense.
Yeah, how did he get out of Texas? I'm familiar with all the Pennsylvanians that have come this way. In fact, that's one of the major reasons Joe Paterno now refuses to play Syracuse. He's been losing so many quality players to Dick McPherson. But a guy coming out of Spring, Texas with this ability. The pitch, Owens. Grant is there. Boy, did he take a lick, the quarterback of McDonald, just as he pitched the football. It may have been Dinkins that gave him a shot.
That young man right there may have silenced some critics this afternoon as well, Paul. Watch Dinkins there and McDonald say hello.
Oliver Strickland.
Strickland. Why do I keep calling him Dinkins? I'm sorry, Oliver.
Well, you got 98 there, and
they're not even close, Paul.
I don't know. I'm trying to help you. A little backside support here. McDonald fires upfield. Complete. First down. On the receiving end is Andrew Dees, the tight end.
That's a super throw by a young sophomore going against a fired-up defense. 3, 4, 5, 7-step drop, steps up, throws the ball with authority, right on the numbers. Great route, just past first down territory. That's the way you convert them.
McDonald with a candidacy to be the starter next week when the Nittany Lions of Penn State invade the Carrier Dome. Moore. Taken down by LaVon Brown, but not after the first down reception, up to the 41-yard line.
Again, another throw with authority. Deep drop. McDonald surveys the field, steps up and wings it. Tight spiral, right on the numbers. Florida State in a little bit of a prevent. Lots of room underneath.
A gain of 19. He adds to it. Another fine pickup. Mark Swanson. On the receiving end.
As Florida State started the game, now Syracuse in the no-huddle offense. 3:12 on the clock.
McDonald flushed. Intercepted. The third FSU interception. Chris Hall picks it off. The freshman from Cocoa, Florida. And that will do it. 3:01 to go. We'll return to wrap it up.
Get out of here. What? You want to dance, old man?
Want strong bones? Calcium may help prevent osteoporosis.
Are you one of the millions of American males who would like increased sexual energy? If you've been considering Viagra as a solution, consider something different. All-natural Enerx. Clinical studies show various ingredients of Enerx enhance sexual energy, increasing desire, performance, and satisfaction. EnerX is all natural with no side effects. With EnerX, you'll feel the increased energy within minutes and with no chemicals. We're so sure you and your mate will be completely satisfied. We'll offer you a 30-day, no questions asked, full refund. EnerX stimulates sexual energy by expanding the blood vessels, causing increased blood flow to specific areas of the body. Unleash the power of EnerX now.
Call 1-800-653-6508 toll-free, and it will be delivered discreetly to your home. Get results using the safe, all-natural alternative, EnerX.
The interception bug, not the only one. McDonald's throwing his first. I was going to say Shar, not the only one to have thrown one today.
Well, a little bit of youth showing through, a pass he shouldn't have thrown.
Willis will take the screen to Paul Moore. Lumbering across midfield. Spinning and down inside the 40. Rob Thompson takes him off his feet at the 39.
Well, there's a load moving downstairs, downfield, as you see Hall there. First career interception for the freshman, I believe.
Keith, you began your career here on this campus back in 1978, your first starting assignment. You remember your first interception too?
No, I don't. I know I had 3 that year. I think my first one was against Virginia Tech at home, who is Florida State's opponent next week.
We'll be there live at high noon from Lane Stadium on the campus of Virginia Tech. Here's Amp Lee. Talk about disappointments as he carries inside the 30. Why didn't Amp Lee score? The first time he touched the football on the ground last week, he scored a touchdown. The first time he caught a ball through the air, pass reception, scored a touchdown. Talk about Dossie with all those TDs.
Yeah, Amp's an interesting fella. He is characterized as not being very big, not being very fast, which I disagree with both. Went into Coach Bowden's office a couple of 3 weeks ago and said, Coach, am I going to play? If I'm not going to play, redshirt me because I'd like to go home on the weekends. I get tired of sitting in the stands, sitting on the bench.
New quarterback.
Coach Bowden played him, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Casey Weldon, the new QB, pitches to Lee. Running that time like he wanted to score again. Thompson on the stop at the 16-yard line. There's Casey Weldon, the sophomore letterman from Tallahassee.
Mr. Make Things Happen.
5 completions this year for Weldon. 4 have been for touchdowns.
5 completions out of 9 attempts, 191 yards, 4 TDs. Coach Bowden characterized him and says there's some players that are just lucky, and some quarterbacks especially. Likens him to Doug Flutie and Fran Tarkenton. Just makes things happen when he's in there.
Lee off the drum. Coming into this game, the Seminoles had 12 players with rushing statistics, 12 players with receiving statistics. That means 12 guys had carried it, 12 guys had caught it, and 11 had scored. You add Butler to that, you've got 12 guys that have scored now for Florida State. And unlike Syracuse, the Noles have just run fresh face after fresh face at Syracuse in the second half. A minute to go. Lee, they give it to him again. And he dives into the end zone for a touchdown. 40-3.
Reminds you a lot, Paul, you may disagree with me, does Amp Lee, of Chuck Muncie. It's his style of running, not that big, not that fast, just be able to work his way, catches the ball, get out of the backfield, heads upfield, and gets in the end zone.
He must have heard us up here saying, why doesn't he score? Why doesn't he score? That's his 3rd touchdown in 2 games.
Is your cartridge out of ink? Don't replace it. Refill it with the Universal Inkjet Refill System. It works with all inkjet printers or fax cartridges for only $5 per refill. Fill the injector with ink from the bottle and insert it into the cartridge. That's it. Place your cartridge back in your fax or printer. Universal works with any make, model, inkjet printer or fax.
I have a home business, and it used to be such a hassle for me to run out and get a replacement cartridge. Now I have the Universal Refill Kit. It's so easy and inexpensive, and it's there when I need it.
Order your refill kit for just $19.95 to refill your cartridge up to 4 times. Call in the next 10 minutes and you'll get 50% more ink free. Enough for 6 cartridges, a $180 value for $19.95 when you do it yourself with our refill system. And ask about our Color Inkjet Refill Kit.
To order the Universal Inkjet Refill System, call 1-800-592-2100 or send a check or money order to the address listed.
Andrews, right down the middle, and with 55 seconds remaining, it's a 41-10 FSU lead. A check of the record book showing this is the most one-sided defeat that Syracuse will have suffered here under Dick McPherson.
Are you one of the millions of American males who would like increased sexual energy? If you've been considering Viagra as a solution, consider something different. All-natural Enerx. Clinical studies show various ingredients of Enerx enhance sexual energy, increasing desire, performance, and satisfaction. Enerx is all natural with no side effects. With Enerx, you'll feel the increased energy within minutes and with no chemicals. We're so sure you and your mate will be completely satisfied. We'll offer you a 30-day, no questions asked, full refund. Enerx stimulates sexual energy by expanding the blood vessels, causing increased blood flow to specific areas of the body. Unleash the power of Enerx now.
Call 1-800-653-6508 toll-free, and it will be delivered discreetly to your home. Get results using the safe, all-natural alternative, Enerx.
Reaching outside of yourself to make a child smile, ease someone's pain, or provide hope for a better tomorrow. These are just a few reasons why so many have come together through Sunshine Network Charities to promote awareness of nonprofit organizations throughout Florida. Because when we give of ourselves, we are giving the key to a better future to all. It's a chance to enrich lives and provide a positive atmosphere of love and hope through generosity. Because with Sunshine Network Charities, everybody wins.
And in the corner, Keith, a lot of garnet and gold over there.
You'll see the dividing line of where the seats stop on the right-hand side and moving across about third way from the left. You see Syracuse fans gone, and then starting about third to the left, and they're a better close-up of it. The garnet and gold of Florida State. A lot of folks made the trip up here and certainly have enjoyed themselves. The weather was crisp, and as we say, a little bit of a drizzle. We call it snow back home. 45 degrees out, but nice and cozy in here, and a great performance by Florida State and that man right there, Coach Bobby Bowden.
His record will remain perfect beneath the roof for Florida State. Johnson out to the 37-yard line for Syracuse with 49 ticks of the clock left. Antonio Johnson and McDonald back in under center. No huddle. The plays haven't been called on the sideline. A 4-man rush. 7 sacks already, and he dumps this one to avoid an 8th. Owens will lose yardage and step out of bounds. The secondary has played superbly. 3 interceptions, one of which was returned 90 yards for a score by Leroy Butler. The front wall has added 7 sacks and a number of hurries, including this.
3-man rush, 4-man if you count the outside linebacker. Good underneath coverage. McDonald just flips it out to Owens. Number 31 for Florida State. Right there, Levon Brown, free safety. Runs him out of bounds.
Gedney in motion for McDonald. Flag down. Hit as he releases. Another interception. Leon Fowler with interception number 4.
Don't get excited. Young man wearing number 89 in white, Mr. Dinkins. I think I've got him right this time.
Are you sure?
Jumped off sides, and we'll bring that one back. Right-hand side of your screen, I don't think you can see it, but Howard was a little anxious. Again, a good throw. This time, McDonald moving up. He's hit right at the end. That causes the ball to flare a little bit on him. Fowler right there, and at least you can get excited for the moment.
Joe Ostaszewski planted Mark McDonald from the blind side.
Defense, repeat second down.
And there's Leon, the freshman from Fort Myer. Great size on him, Keith. Close to 6'3".
Big kid. Can run, too.
Another sack. Sack number 8. Matching the total last week is Reggie Freeman. Recorded by Pitt.
Flag down, though.
Thrown by the umpire. Somebody's holding on to somebody else.
Replay here. McDonald wanting to throw the ball to Bavaro, or excuse me, the tight end right there. I called him Bavaro. Plays defense. Number 84 for the Giants is Mark Bavaro. And he catches him from the backside. That one will go against Florida State.
So dead ball, personal foul call. After Freeman's sack.
Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike, defense, taunting, first down.
Taunting.
Taunting.
Call. Taunting. Don't get to do that, guys. No dances, no celebrations.
Taunting after 8 sacks and 3 interceptions.
Called Gedney, number 84 there. You see him in the slot. Called him Bravaro. Excuse me. Trying to get the ball to Gedney when he was sacked, wasn't McDonald.
Final play, perhaps, of the game. Out of trouble, McDonald. And then down he goes, Grady Ross with this game's final hit. And it ends fittingly with Syracuse's QB on the seat of his britches. Bobby Bowden again reinstates his claim as college football's king of the road. 41-10 over homestanding Dick McPherson's Orangemen of Syracuse. And here in the Dome, it is Bowden and company who have ended that Syracuse string of 16 consecutive victories. Keith and I will return to wrap it up from upstate New York right after this.
This is Jeffrey. And Susan.
This is ESPN Classic.
Hi, I'm Reese Davis, and welcome as we conclude our 2-day Classic Los Angeles Marathon with the 1979 Rose Bowl between USC and Michigan. SC came into the game 11-1, their lone setback occurring at the hands of Arizona State and quarterback Mark Malone. You might have heard of him. But the Trojans bounced back to win their last 7 regular season games, including victories over Washington and arch rival UCLA to wrap up a Rose Bowl bid. USC's offense featured All-American tailback Charles White, who was backed up by a pretty good guy named Marcus Allen, and with lineman Anthony Munoz opening up the holes. The Trojan defense was anchored by Ronnie Lott and Chip Banks. Meanwhile, the 10-1 Wolverines featured Big Ten MVP Ricky the Peach Leach at quarterback. Like USC, Michigan was torrid down the stretch, winning its last 6 regular season games, but one of those streaks had to give. You don't want to miss this one, and stay with us for a Rose Bowl history lesson and a trip back in time featuring 1979's biggest movies and songs. What a great way to wrap up our Classic Los Angeles Marathon. Let's go to Pasadena for the 1979 Rose Bowl here on ESPN Classic.
High up here in the rim of the Rose Bowl, and to a lot of you out there across the nation watching, you never get a real good close-up look at these players. We've met them personally, and they're really an outstanding group of college youngsters. So let's meet some of the standouts of today's game. And now let's meet the Wolverines of the University of Michigan. And this helmet stands for one of the finest college football programs year after year in America. Here are the co-captains who led the Wolverines to 10 wins and 1 loss.
Hi, I'm co-captain Jerry Meter. I'm an outside linebacker from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. My major is physical education.
Hi, I'm co-captain Russell Davis. I play fullback. I'm from Woodbridge, Virginia. My major is Parks and Recreation. And now I'd like to introduce my roommate and buddy, Harlan Huckabee. Here, Huck, catch.
Thanks, Russ. Hi, I'm Harlan Huckabee, tailback from Detroit, Michigan. My major is labor relations.
Michigan always boasts a powerful running game. Here are the men of the offensive line who open the way.
I'm Gene Johnson, tight end from Flint, Michigan. My major is education.
Hi, Bill Dufac, offensive tackle from East Grand Rapids. My major is physical education.
Greg Bartnick, offensive right guard, Detroit, Michigan, ed major.
Hi, I'm Steve Nana, offensive center. Hometown is Norristown, Pennsylvania. Bachelor's degree in literature, science, and arts.
Hi, I'm John Giesler. I'm offensive tackle from Woodville, Ohio, education major.
And there's no way you can hide an All-American.
Hi, I'm Rick Leach, quarterback from Flint, Michigan. My major is phys ed. And now let me introduce some of my partners from the defense.
Michigan's defense is annually up in the top drawer. Quickness, pursuit, gang tackling is their hallmark.
Hi, I'm Dale Kites, defensive tackle from Columbus, Ohio. My major is business.
My name is Curtis Greer. I play defensive tackle. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. My major is journalism.
Hello, my name is Thomas C. Bryan. I play outside linebacker from Detroit, Michigan, and my major is pre-law.
Hi, my name is Mark Brayman. I play defensive back. I'm from Midland, Michigan. My major is business and administration.
Those seniors will be playing their last game for the Big Ten champs. Now let's meet some of the members of the University of Southern California Trojans, the Pac-10 Conference champions. The campus of USC, the administration building, and USC's famous mascot, Tommy Trojan. And meet some of the standouts of the second-best defense against the rush in college football.
Hi, my name is Myron Lapka. My position is defensive tackle. My junior year, I'm from Chatsworth, California. My major is public administration.
Hi, my name is Rich Dimler. I'm a senior from the University of Southern California. I play defensive nose guard. I was born and raised in Bayonne, New Jersey. My major is speech communication.
Hello, my name is Gary Cobb. I'm an outside linebacker. I'm a senior. My hometown is Stamford, Connecticut, and I'm a major in sociology.
Hi, my name is Dennis Johnson. I play inside linebacker. I'm a junior. My hometown is Flint, Michigan. Major speech communications.
Southern Cal has always been famed for its running game, and here are some of the men up front who make it go.
Hello, Kansas City. I'm Brad Buddy. I'm an offensive guard for the Trojans. I'm a junior, and I'm a pre-med major.
Hello, my name is Ray Peters. I'm a center. I'm a senior here at USC. I'm from Tahunga, California. I'm a physical education major.
Hi, my name is Pat Howell. I'm offensive guard. I'm a senior. My hometown is Fresno, California. And as you know, I'm a dentistry major.
Hi there. My name's Otis Page, 6'5", 290. I'm an offensive tackle, but I'll be unemployed after the Rose Bowl.
The Trojans throw the ball to talented big play receivers.
Hi, I'm Calvin Sweeney, wide receiver, senior. I'm from Riverside, California, business administration major.
Hello, my name is Kevin Williams, wide receiver. Sophomore, hometown, Sacramento, California, public administration major.
The starting backfield helped the Trojans average 25 points a game this past season and features an All-American in tailback Charlie White.
Hi, I'm Paul McDonald, quarterback, junior at USC. My hometown is Covina, California, and my major is business administration.
Hi, my name is Len Kane, fullback. I'm a senior, hometown, LA, California. Major, speech communications.
Hi, my name is Charles White. I'm a tailback for University of Southern California. I'm a junior. My hometown is San Fernando. My major is speech and communication. And that was just some of our our football team, and hopefully we're going to go out and try to win this game today.
Dan Patrick at TGI Fridays. Can I have the autograph, please?
Sure, Barney.
Thanks, Mr. Patrick.
Don't mention it.
Want more from a sport utility? Test drive the all-wheel drive Subaru Outback. More ground clearance than a Ford Explorer Sport. More cargo space than a Jeep Cherokee. More miles per gallon than any leading midsize SUV. Add a smooth car-like ride and you have a sport utility with a whole lot more. Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon. Get financing as low as 2.9% APR on all 2001 models.
And, how are things at home?
I moved out. I thought you knew.
How is school?
I'm doing fine arts now. Thanks, Grandpa. So, how's Grandma?
She moved out. I thought you knew.
Just kidding, Darryl. And he slices through the middle. And he takes it to the hole.
Can you leave it on the set just once, please?
Nothing but molars.
Into the stretch. Secretariat leads his field by 18 lengths. Secretariat has opened a 22-length lead. He is going to be the Triple Crown winner.
This is ESPN Classic.
You're watching day 2 of our Classic Los Angeles Marathon featuring LA's greatest games, names, and moments right here on ESPN Classic.
And as we look down to the Rose Bowl field, we're waiting for the University of Michigan. They're gathering in the runway. They have about 10 or 12,000 fans here. They'll explode when they come out. They are the co-champs of the Big Ten. Michigan State lost only one game, but Michigan State was ineligible in postseason play.
Kurt, when you look at Michigan, you get the feeling that they're ready. There's not a lot of miss in motion. I've seen teams jump up and down. I'm not sure all that fanfare helps. They just look ready to me.
They are the underdog today, a slight underdog. As we said, they've always been the favorites here. So psychologically, they may have a slight break. Here they are, the Michigan Wolverines. And across the way, the Southern Cal Trojans are gathering. O.J., there they are.
Yeah, they look like they're ready. You know, I want to say something about Michigan. You know, I have a younger sister who was trying to pick a college, and I said, if you don't go to SC, go to Michigan, because I played with a lot of Michigan players. When you have a Michigan rookie get up on rookie show in professional football, hey, they stand up on that chair tall, and they belt out that Michigan song. They have a lot of pride in their school.
Clay Leishman on your right is going to be the honorary member of the coin toss. 40 years ago, as we told you, he was president here. He's done a lot, not only for the Rose Bowl, but for college football. That's Art Wells, the current president of the Tournament of Roses, with him. Now you're meeting the captains, Jerry Meter, Russell Davis. Here's the rest.
Gentlemen, my crew working with me today. Ted Stefano, the back judge. Gil Marchman, the line judge. Don Mason, the umpire. Don Wilson. Today, tossing the coin will be Mr. Lay Leisman, who is the grand marshal. Get him, bring the closest, Arthur Welch. And, Mr. Leisman, is he saying over here? Call the coin. Call it.
We're having some problems with the referees, Mike. This is the toss of the coin. In white, the Michigan captain, Jerry Meter, Russell Davis, Glenn Kane, Rick Dimmler are the USC captains. Lay Leishman tossed the coin. And now the referee will signify what's happened here. USC won the toss, will receive on your left. Michigan will defend on your right, and there's just a slight breeze. We've been out here, this is my 12th Rose Bowl game in a row, and I can't remember a more perfect afternoon. And we've had some beauties here, but this is just ideal. Coach Schembeckler jumping in with his club, a very intense, emotional coach. There they go. And Michigan will spread out to kick off. They have a great defensive ball club. They allow just 8 points a game average scored on them. So the high-powered USC offense will have their work cut out. Brian Virgil, a junior from Buchanan, Michigan, will be kicking off. Johnny Robinson, 3 years, has won 30 and lost 6 at USC. And the Trojans will be spreading out now in receiving formation. USC beat Michigan here in the '77 Rose Bowl game. They beat them rather handily. They controlled the ball most of the time. Charles White is going to be back as one of the receivers. He's the tailback, dangerous runner. And Raymond Butler, an outside receiver, number 86, as the other. Now the crowd of 106,000 warms up, ready to go. And the 65th Rose Bowl game is underway. They kick away from White. It's going out of bounds. And we'll have a re-kick that went out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. So back they come. Both teams, by the way, as you'd expect with only one loss, are excellent in covering kickoffs and punts.
You may think it's a surprise that Charles White is back for kickoff returns, but he's done that quite a bit this year. Actually, he led the nation in what you call all-purpose running, receiving, kickoff returns. He averaged over 170 yards a game in all-purpose running. Of course, he averaged 146 yards a game just rushing.
He may not get a chance to look at a kickoff. They don't want him to have the ball. So Brian Virgil again tees it up. And I would imagine again he'll try and kick it to Butler. Here we go. He squibs this one. Touched by one of the short men, picked up, and it's down on the 17-yard line, and that's not very good field position for USC. Ball was being handled around by Mike McDonald. All right, here is the backfield for USC. McDonald, the quarterback, Kane, the fullback, White, the tailback.
Of course, White is a big man. He's the guy that led them all year this year, but Paul McDonald, he's the guy to watch. If he's hot, SC could be tough.
All right, let's watch this first play from scrimmage. They run the famed power I. They're on their 17, first down. They're putting Williams in motion, setting it up as a slot, and back he goes again. Now back again. And there's a flag down, and charging offside was number 78, Otis Page. Ron Simpkins made the pass. They had so many men in motion, the same man going so many ways, they had Otis Page confused as he broke offside. It's against USC, a glaring offside. Let's take a look at the receiving corps of the University of Southern California. Hunter is the tight end. Cal Sweeney, the split end. The flanker is little Kevin Williams.
They call Kevin Williams the bug. Now, he's an interesting story. He made all Pac-10, but he only caught 17 passes. He only weighs 155 pounds. He didn't do it by blocking, but he did it because he caught 10 touchdowns.
Van Horn, Buddy, Peters, Howell, and Page are up front. STSG means strong side. WTWG means weak side tackle and guard. Slot formation. First down, 15. Look at Michigan. Boy, they're in there. Michigan had Curtis Greer, the defensive right tackle. Let's take a look at the Michigan defense hitting Charlie White. They've changed their lineup. Turgovac did not start. Godfrey and Greer the tackles, and Kites is now at center.
Kurt, you'll notice also they're playing an even defense right now. They've got them lined up as if they've got a nose guard. Dale Kites has to have a big day on Ray Peters for Michigan to do well. But they're playing an even defense right now and stuffed them on the first play.
They have a second down, 19 USC from their 8-yard line. The pitch is to White. And White, not much. Met at the line of scrimmage. We told you the hallmark of Michigan is pursuit, quickness, and gang tackling. There are the linebackers.
Jerry Meter's the co-captain, but Ron Simpkins is the man they try to keep all offensive people off. They like to leave him alone, see if he can't bring down the ball carrier. He's had a great year. He's a real All-American. He should have a big day.
Third down, 19 to go. Slot right, USC. They're in a hole early in this game. That's Kane, number 21. Very quick starting fullback, Lynn Kane, and he's hit by Andy Cannavino. Number 41, the inside line. Look at Michigan. They're fired up. They've held him. And now Marty King will come in to punt for the Trojans. And he'll be standing in his end zone when he receives the snap. Mike Jolly is the safety man. Good kick. Tremendous bounce for USC. And that ball is dead on the 28-yard line of Michigan. Jolly let it roll. Go from the line of scrimmage. There's the kicker, Marty King. The backfield for Michigan. All-American Rick Leach at quarterback. Davis is the fullback. Huckleby is the tailback.
And both of those running backs have run for over 2,500 yards in their 3-year career.
That was a 64-yard kick by Marty King. No score early. First down, Clayton the flanker in motion. They run the option series. Huckleby, the tailback, is hauled down to the 29-yard line by Dennis Johnson, the strong side inside linebacker. The receivers, the tight end is Gene Johnson. Rodney Feaster, Ralph Clayton are the outside men.
Be a perfect day for Rodney Feaster to have a big one.
Second down, 9. They put Roosevelt Smith in at tailback. Dufek, Bartnick, Nada, Powers, Giesler up front for Michigan. Second down and 9. Fake play action pass. Leach fired over the head. Intercepted by the Trojans. Intercepted there by Lott. Lott's back into Michigan territory and carries the ball down just short of the Michigan 15. Ron Lott, the Rover, defensive back.
Here we have man in motion. However, it's just a simple little two-man pattern. Fake to the running back coming through. No backs out in the pattern. Both wide receivers trying to get a piece of it. Ralph Clayton jumps high, cannot get the ball, picked off by Ron Lott. SC's got in great field position on the 16-yard line. It looked like a pre-planned play. He had about 6 red shirts in front of him just as he caught it.
I tell you, John, that's good for SC. It could hurt Michigan not completing passes earlier.
A 34-yard return of that interception by Lott. Charlie White slips through a hole, and he goes to the 12-yard line. White rushed for 1 mile this year, 1,760 yards. There are the defensive backs of Michigan. Bell, Jolly, Brayman, and Harden.
Jolly knows he's got his hands full today. He'll be outside on a corner on Kevin Williams most of the day.
Rock. Shannon is in now at tight end. Number 80. There he is in motion. Cut back. White slips inside the 10 to the 9-yard line, Charlie White. Ron Simpkins, who leads Michigan in tackles. In fact, the all-time tackling record, 174 for the season, made that last hit on Charlie White.
If you notice, SC has been trying to establish an off-tackle and outside running game. I think they may be a little concerned about running up the middle. Ray Peters, the guy who's starting at center for USC, is the 6th string center. They had an incredible string of bad luck with their centers. Take a look at Peters there. He played nose guard up to this year, and they moved him to center when they lost everyone.
Third down and 3 for the Trojans. McDonald wants to throw, and he's got it for a touchdown. He hit his receiver in the end zone for the touchdown. And Hobie Brenner, where'd he come from? He's listed as about a four-stringer.
Juice just said he wasn't in his game plan.
Hobie Brenner caught that ball.
We got him hot.
Okay, Paul McDonald, little fakey in there, Lynn Kane. He comes off. Actually, it was excellent defensive coverage. You see he's getting pretty good pressure, puts the ball the only place it can be thrown. And Hobie Brenner comes up with 6.
He is a sophomore. He's not even listed in the first 3 deep. The kick is up by Frank Jordan. The kick is good, and USC has jumped out in front, and that's what Michigan was trying to avoid. Timeout with a score. The Trojans 7, the Wolverines nothing.
How do you go from this to this in just 1 hour? Meet EdgeMaster, the self-guided rolling edger. With EdgeMaster, anyone can paint a razor-sharp edge around doors, windows, light switches effortlessly, because EdgeMaster's beveled edge self-guides as you paint. Just load the roller, flip the EdgeMaster bevel in place, and watch how EdgeMaster guides itself along door and window moldings, thermostats, walls, and ceilings. Behind the scenes, EdgeMaster is working for you, leaving nothing behind but a precision edge. In fact, with EdgeMaster, we guarantee you can paint any room in 1 hour or we'll buy it back. Through this special TV offer, we'll send you the EdgeMaster, 2 rollers, painting guide, and tray for only $19.99. Call right now and we'll triple the number of rollers, a $20 value free. You'll get the entire EdgeMaster painting system and 6 rollers, a $40 value, all for just $19.99. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-917-4545. That's 1-800-917-4545. Call now.
Appearances sometimes deceive, and this week it's your last chance to find out the truth.
He murdered his wife.
Love can be evil.
There's a presence in our house.
Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer reveal what lies beneath.
We have to make her wade in her own blood.
No one is above corruption.
How many people have seen this?
Whatever the cost.
Confess?
Gary Oldman and Joan Allen, The Contender. Last chance this week on Blockbuster Ticket, only on DirecTV.
Watching day 2 of our Classic Los Angeles Marathon featuring LA's greatest games, names, and moments right here on ESPN Classic.
At the start of the second quarter, USC still leads Michigan 7-0. Michigan has the ball on the USC 23 after a Trojan turnover.
First scoring opportunity for Michigan on the SC 23. Out of the eye, Leach keeps and lunges forward to the 20-yard line. Ricky Gray, the weak side linebacker, the freshman from Tucson, Arizona, made the stop on him. This is the magic quarter for USC. Get this. This year in the second quarter, they scored 128 points. Their opponent scored 6. The magic quarter for Michigan is the third period when they scored 90 points to just 7 for the opponent. So we'll see how USC fares in the second period against a fired-up Michigan ball club.
They're going to need a lot of magic, it looks like right now.
Second down 8. Clayton going in motion. Leach on the keeper. Flares it out. He's got him out there, and he dropped the ball. Huckleby could have gone for the first down.
He might have gone all the way downtown. There was nobody in the area.
And that's the second time they've ran that play, and that's the second time nobody was near him. They ran it earlier in the first quarter. Huckleby picked up a first down, and I think he would have scored there.
Well, Juice, if you have watched Michigan play over the years, they've thrown very few passes to their running backs. I'm sure that SC knows that. However, Rick Leach has turned the tempo around a bit. He's thrown to his backs. He's had a few wide receivers open. It's just a matter of time if he keeps pumping.
They have a 3rd and 8. Huckleby's caught 1 pass in this game. He had received only 5 all year. 3rd down 8. And they stop at the 18-yard line. Russell Davis. They're trying to get a trap and a quick opener there, but Rich Dimmler, the nose guard, 255, said, So let's see what they do now. They have a 4th down and 6. They're at the 18-yard line of USC. And DJ Dickey, sophomore, will hold and doing the kicking will be Greg Wilder. He had 6 out of 12 this year. This will be a 36-yard attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Michigan is on the board. 36-yard field goal with 13:37 to go in the first half. They'll be lining up for the kickoff, and we'll be back at the Rose Bowl.
What is the calculation? 89.3 degrees. Excellent.
It seems Germany's got a taste for America. Backslide.
Hey, there's big news at 7-Eleven. It's the new Big Bite Combo. Delicious Big Bite hot dog made by Oscar Mayer. With free chili and cheese. Whatever you want. Ice cold gulp. And a big grab of chips. All for just $1.99. It's a bigger, better summer.
Let's take a trip back to a time when memories and music were made to last. Now, Cornerstone Promotions brings you Rockin' Instrumentals, featuring 34 of your all-time jukebox favorites. The songs that bring back magical memories. Rockin' Instrumentals, 34 original hits by the original artists, together in this one great collection. Is not sold in stores. Here's how to order. Call toll-free now for Rockin' Instrumentals. 2 cassettes $19.98, 2 CDs $26.98 plus $4.95 shipping. Call now.
Michigan and USC are fixtures in the Rose Bowl. Michigan has played in the game 17 times, winning 8. Only USC has been there more often. The Trojans have been to 28 Rose Bowls, winning 20. These two storied football programs have met 6 times in the Tournament of Roses, with USC winning 4. After a 49-0 Michigan rout in 1948, the last 5 meetings were all decided by 8 points or less. Let's return to one of those closer matchups in the 1979 Rose Bowl here on ESPN Classic.
Kicking off, Brian Virgil for Michigan. Charles White, Raymond Butler deep for USC. And this one is handled by Butler. The 20, breaks away, he's at the 30, 35, 40, 45, still going, and is down in Michigan territory at the Michigan 49. Gerald Diggs got him, number 29, a junior from Chicago.
Marcus Allen, number 33, was out front, made 2 or 3 blocks. He did just about all a man leading the ball carrier can do.
You're going to hear a lot about Marcus Allen in the years that come. He's a top player from San Diego, and he may be the big tailback after Charles White leaves SC. But you see him, he broke back to his left, picked up some blockings, and there's Marcus Allen hustling for him in front of him. He tried to cut back there, just couldn't quite make it.
41-yard return. McDonald's handoff deep to White. White's knocked down. Now he's trying to get that picket line going. He's really in trouble now. They've got him contained and finally haul him out. They take him out on his own 40-yard line. Mike Jolly, the halfback.
All right, Juice, what do you do when the doors are all shut?
Well, being a competitor, Charles White's a competitor. Sometimes they say the best thing to do is run straight ahead and just try to minimize the yards you lose. But a competitor, hey, he's going to fight. He's going to run. He's going to hustle. He's going to go back. Hopefully, he pick up a picket line. He didn't pick up the picket line. He knows he's in trouble now, and the only thing you can do is run. I mean, you run as fast as you can and try to turn up.
There were no windows in that log cabin.
None. The problem here is they're getting too much penetration on SC.
Second down, 21 to go. Glenn Kane, quick opener. He's to his 47-yard line. Andy Canavino stopped him, a sophomore and inside linebacker.
Well, you know, Kurt, you know Bo Schembechler has told his team about SC's second quarter statistics. And I'm sure they've thought a lot about it coming in here, that let's contain SC in the second quarter, and we may have some kind of psychological advantage over them. And thus far, they're doing a good job of it.
Knowing it is one thing, handling it is another.
Well, they're doing a good job of it now, John.
They have a 3rd down, 15. On their own 46, USC, they're leading 7-3. Early in the second period, McDonald to White. White, they're right on him. White struggling for yardage today. He's averaged nearly 150 yards a game. Mike Turkovac drove him out of bounds. And Mike White's had about 15 yards and 11 carries. Donnie Robinson is talking to him, the coach. White was a little upset, and his punt formation now, as Michigan looks very strong on defense.
Well, I think the thing with White now, he's geared up, he's ready to go, and he's just not getting any room to run in. He's getting a little frustrated. He got up and had a few words to say that time.
Marty King will punt it. Mike Jolly fields it on his 13, 15, and is whammed into on his 18, 17-yard line.
Bert has a problem. Bert can't avoid the water. At Ping, they custom fit Bert with I3 fairway woods. A flat hosel and regular shaft give him distance and accuracy. Result? Dryness.
We were 6 weeks from graduation, the 5 of us. Riding home from the concert in the car with no air. And it hit me. It was the best night of my life. And I kind of wished we could all stay on that train forever.
2,131 consecutive games for Cal Ripken. What a celebration.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Pito. As Cal Ripken Jr. announced his retirement this week, effective at the end of the season, ESPN Classic is proud to bring you the pinnacle of Ripken's career, September 6, 1995, as he played his 2,131st consecutive game, surpassing Lou Gehrig. See the event and celebration of a lifetime, Sunday night on ESPN Classic.
You're watching day 2 of our Classic Los Angeles Marathon featuring LA's greatest games, names, and moments right here on ESPN Classic.
Michigan on their 17 with a first down. Leach, Davis, Huckleby. There goes Clayton out in motion. Leach keeps the ball, running the option. Stopped on the 19-yard line, a 2-yard gain. He's a remarkable athlete. Dennis Johnson, the junior, helping on the tackle.
All right, that's true, but it looks like SC would like to have Rick Leach run because they haven't put a lot of pressure on him to pitch the ball out. They're waiting for him to turn up where they can make the play. It's almost like a quarterback sack when you get a piece of that quarterback.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Leach is a pretty smart runner, too. He knows when to get down on the ground, you know.
He is the only quarterback to score or pass for over 200 points and rush for over 200 points in his career, in the history of college football. He's going to do a straight drop back. He's hit. He gets away. He's down on the 6-yard line. And in on him was number 96, Myron Lapka from Chatsworth, California, the junior left tackle, who had a tremendous charge off the ball.
Well, generally, Rick Leach gets a lot of time to throw. This is another play-action pass. Lapka wasn't buying any of it. He gets by Bill Dufek. And really, Leach looked like he had gotten out of the problem, slipped on the turf, and fell down.
Neither one of these quarterbacks have time back there for a cup of coffee and a sandwich today. They're both getting furious pass rushes.
Thus far, it's been a game of the defensive lines.
3rd down, 21, Michigan on their 6. Mitchell's out. Hand off to Davis. Davis hits hard at the 9-yard line by the safety, Dennis Smith.
You know, they said that both Schembechler and Bleeds in the pass now. You'll find out just how much faith they have in the pass when their back is against the wall and they need a lot of yardage. You got to have a lot of faith in it, John.
Just, I don't blame him at this time. I mean, I don't think it's the time to throw the ball. They're very much in the ball game. They know they've waited for their defense to come up with a big play, get them a turnover, and they're just not geared to throw the ball 26, 27 yards.
And they're going over to the sideline. I believe it was Dimmler. Dimmler asked the official blow the whistle so he could go over, and Brad Steelman, nose guard, came in to replace him. This will be a punt formation now. Greg Wilner to do the kicking, and the dangerous returner Raymond Butler, who you saw just run a kickoff back 41 yards. He's the deep man. They're going after him. He just got it away, but it's a beauty. Butler on his 48 to the 50. Swarmed under on the Michigan 49. And leading that charge downfield was Tony Leone from Flint, Michigan, along with Ben Needham from Groveport, Ohio. All right, we have 10 minutes to play in the first half with a timeout. Trojans 7, Wolverines 3.
Just like Mom used to make, huh? What? Never mind.
Strawberry? Don't mind if I do.
He's out, and it's all over for England.
Typical. Home, Dixon. Righto, sir.
Are you ready to ask your doctor about Viagra?
I'm ready. Ready as anybody can be. I'm ready. Ready as anybody can be.
Get ready.
All right.
Ask your doctor if a free sample of Viagra is right for you.
Well, I'm ready.